Yo.
What's up, gang? Can't beat the best. Change the rules. I see how the game is played. Negative. The problem is that what was going on is people were calling first and then not actually being in chat when we were live, which is a ridiculous way to play the first game. So if you want to call first, you have to actually be here when we go live, which is the whole point.
It's like shotgun rules with the car.
Exactly.
You got to be able to see the car before you can call shotgun.
Exactly.
You got to be able to see the live stream before you can call first.
Exactly. So technically, since we went live, I think LFQ got first with the Kappa. Even though he didn't call first, I think he got it with the Kappa. Or it's whoever says first now. Yeah, you guys got like probably 10 seconds of delay to figure that out.
Like
yeah, no worries, LFQ.
We're going to make a bot, and there's going to be a leaderboard, and it's going to be like LFQ got it in like 35 milliseconds after we went live or whatever, and you'll get displayed for each stream.
LFQ got first again, dude. Not even with Kappa, he just wrote first. All right, LFQ gets first. That's it. That's how it works. Thank you, brother. Have a good sleep. Incredible. Omni, you didn't even invent the first game. That's old shit. That's like old internet stuff. Yeah, thanks, bro. And take it easy. Oh, man. What's up, Mocap? I'm glad you're not playing the first game. You're just here to hang out with the people and have a good time and, you know, watch some game dev and shit. So thank you. I hope you're doing really well. I hope your YouTube series and all those things are going well. Dread is coming along. You weren't here yesterday, but I explained today's technically the last day of our challenge, right? Scope increased. We made some cool shit, so we're not going to make it, but we're going to keep working on Dread through November. So we'll keep going. When it's done, it's done. So the cool part about this is you guys get to see why games get delayed. It doesn't always work this way. You know, sometimes there's like contractual obligations and all kinds of other shit that come into play, and like they'll be reviewing a build of a game and be like, oh shit, this ain't gonna work, man. If we release now, it's just gonna bomb, so we got to push it back. That happens a lot too. But in our case, we really like the things that we've been building. They're really fucking cool. We want to lean into them more, develop the features more, instead of cutting the feature just to make a shittier game and put it out on time, right? So yeah, that's the thing. What's up, Anna? Last one for the moment. Do you mean were you making a play on first, or are you gonna disappear on us again? Because I like when you're here. We've missed you. It's been months, if not. It's been a while. It's almost been like a year, right? Wasn't your school program like a year? I feel like it was like last year around this time you were saying, "Hey guys, I'm gonna be out for a minute." And you still popped in, which is awesome. We love having you here. The sad news is that you were beating Shooted on donations and channel support or whatever, like subs and all that. But LFQ has fucking mogged everyone and dropped a crazy amount. Like there were a couple days that he gave us like 50 fucking gifted one day, and then like 25 the next week, and then like 15 the next week, and then dropped like another 50, and then he donated like 100 to coffee. Like he's blown everyone out of the water for donations. So yeah, LFQ the GOAT. And he even pops in when it's late and he needs to get his beauty rest just to claim first with a Kappa emote. Just fucking destroys everyone in Twitch chat. He's the ultimate Twitch power user. It's crazy. LFQ is incredible. So maybe vertical slice for next October. No. The game is... Oh, you were talking about your game. I'm sorry, dude. Well, I was aiming to have vertical slice for my game by this time. I'm still trying to stand up features. Yeah. So that's where we got. And we got... So the way it kind of works, especially the way I like to do things with, like, you know, driving the vision for a project and whatnot, is we'll get to like a good idea. And when we have that good idea, by the way, Tony, this is looking fucking sick. We'll have that good idea and try to make something to prove the idea. And if in the process of making the thing, it looks like too crazy, I'll be like, nah, we're not going to make that happen. But other times we'll be like, I don't know if this is going to work. And we're like, oh shit, that's really going to work. But it's going to take more effort to get it across the line to be something that we can ship, that we'll be happy with and make the experience better. we have a couple of those things that we really, really like that need a little more work, to get across the line. So that's really where we got. Like, there were some, neighborhood generator was really fucking cool. We obviously cannot cut that. It's like a core part of the game's tech, but there were a bunch of bugs with it. So Tony and Eric have been squashing bugs for probably like the last week or so. They've been like going pretty crazy on it. In the meantime, Tony's been building this fractal, which I was prepared to just like not really do a thing with, but he fucking figured it out and it looks amazing. So that's really fucking cool. That obviously like caused some other things to get pushed back in the schedule. That's just the way it goes. So yeah, that's where we're at. It's tough. It's really tough doing a vertical slice, man. And you're doing solo dev, right? Like you're doing everything on your own, right, Mocap? Last one for the moment in chat. Since January and 3 more years to go. Hell yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. So is the last school bit for the moment, you're taking a break now. I remember you saying that yesterday, so you're going to be around. Did my job with the subs conditioning shooter. Now I can rest. Call me Pavlov. Yo, thank you, Anna. Yeah, Mocap. I strongly advise people against solo dev unless you just really love doing it and you want to just do it on your own, only because it's super hard. Like I was saying yesterday, I can't do this shit without Tony, and like that's a part of why this worked so well for us. Like that's the game, right? That's how we do the thing, is like bringing more people in, knowing where you can't do things and having that support. It's not just about so it's tricky because at a business level, especially when you get to AAA, people will be like, oh, we just need more engineers and then we can make more stuff faster and we can release the game faster. It doesn't work that way. You need the right people in the right place to solve the problem at the same time. It's what's the business thing? Something about you can't make
9 women can't have a baby in 1 month.
Yeah, exactly. 9 women can't have 1 baby in 1 month. That's the trap, right? It's you need to use this metaphor in a terrible way. You could really only say it takes 9 months for 1 woman to have a baby. If you hire more women to have babies, you'll have 9 babies at the end of 9 months if you have 9 women doing it, but you're not going to have 1 baby in 1 month if all 9 are contributing to that, right? Like, so that's the better way to think about it. Yo, thank you for the gifted. Enjoy your trees, Mocap. I love suffering, says Turning Cog. A friend is helping with some monsters, but I'm really having to figure it all out. No, I hate this. Yeah. Well, Mocap, you got like a pretty good community, I mean, but that's another hard part. Like, that's why this works really well for Tony and I. I spend a lot of time talking to people, doing the CEO thing, right? Like trying to grow the business, grow the team, talking to different people, seeing who can contribute. That's a lot of what I do. And if Tony was doing that all the time, he's not building this cool ass fucking fractal. He's not building the neighborhood. He's not building the infinite forest. Like, so just getting a really good partner is probably the best place to start. Someone that you can share your vision with and like really trust and work together well with. So that's what we have. And that's why this whole thing is just working. So yeah, it's really good for us. Let me see. I think I missed a couple things. Oh, no. I got the sub comments. Cool. Be around more. Awesome. Yeah, we love when you're here, Anna. Really is the forte of game devs. Yep, I read that. Cloning for real. I'd get so much done. Yeah, and that's the other problem, adder. How many adders even work in the industry? I would venture a guess that it's like a handful. Like there's definitely very highly skilled and talented people, but I would doubt that there's very many adders that are even out there. So how do you clone an adder? You have to be really careful with finding talent, retaining talent. And we're at an unfortunate time in the game industry where they're just cutting all kinds of really skilled motherfuckers. Oh my God, what was that? Hype train. Oh, let's go, Anna. Yo, thank you. Thank you for the 5 gifters. What's up, Odd Oculus? But yeah, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I feel like we were talking about that with Adder and DMs or something about like retaining talent. And there are big companies like, Fang type stuff. If you guys are not familiar with that, that's Facebook, Alphabet. What's the other shit? Do you know, Tony?
Apple,
Yeah.
Netflix, Google.
Yes. That's it. So
It's not Alphabet.
It's not Alphabet.
But there are two A's. What is it? It's
Yeah.
Apple and Amazon.
Amazon. Yeah. So like the big tech companies have so much money that what they will do is they will be like, this person's special. Let's hire them. We don't know what the fuck they're going to do, but we're going to pay them a ridiculous amount of money to just have them on retainer. So when we need the project that requires this person, we'll make it happen. And I mean, like even Bungie did that. There was this really crazy, super smart, awesome, but like a very, this person was a character that I worked with at Bungie who was a graphics engineer that worked for NVIDIA and invented like brand new technology that NVIDIA used. This kid was like in his 20s, French guy, very eccentric, very big personality. I recall that this dude maybe wasn't sober all the time. And I was like, dude, how do you just go to work not sober? And he's like, I don't give a fuck, man. And I was like, oh, yeah? And he goes, there's one of me. He's like, they will let me do whatever I want. And the moment they don't, I will quit. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay. So, like, that's just the way it works. I feel like Adder could probably be, somewhat adjacent to that. There's probably like an Adder style of like tech art and implementation of shit that only Adder can do. So that's my thought on it. Mango, dude, get the fuck out of here. It's Mango.
100%. That's what it is.
Yeah, I know. I believe you. It's not your fault. You didn't come up with Mango, right? Let's see. Okay. If I clone myself, we'd probably kill each other. Yeah, I believe that, Omni. 2 Omnis is too much for this world. Summoning shooter in 3, 2, 1. I was talking to him earlier today. He hasn't been around in a while, Anna. Like for real. I was hoping that he would come through, but we haven't seen him in a minute. I've known him for a very long time, so it's not, it's a typical male friendship. We won't talk for like years. And I'm like, what's up, dog? And he's like, hey, what's up, brother? And then we just like catch up and we're good. It's like, nothing's different. So we were exchanging some memes earlier today. Yeah. Adder's hollering at Odd Oculus, I assume? Yeah, nice. Oh, yeah, you guys know each other, right? I call the next batch for sure. Dibs on the first 10 Adder clones. Yeah, Google definitely does that. Recalling a Fang seems just to have a sick villain headquarters logo. It's like it's a bunch of places, turning cog. I was on that team at Activision for a little bit. Was weird going a month without tasking and couldn't handle the stress of not knowing if I was going to get cut. Yeah, that's the weird thing. Yeah, mocap. This is one of the reasons why we're continuing work, is because Tony made this incredibly fucking sick shader.
Why doesn't it move when I wiggle it, but it doesn't move when I stop? I have a pattern. It's so weird.
This is going to be like the antagonist, air quotes. This is the antagonist for Dread. It's an abstract concept. Don't worry about it. It'll make more sense when you play the game. But yeah, this thing's going to appear in several points of the game as the player's expectations become subverted. And it's just, you're like, wait a minute, I expected this to happen. This didn't happen. And the fractal's going to be there, undulating and writhing and, hinting at your insanity or sanity, making you doubt yourself, as the player, right?
Thank you.
The real time on the viewport. Nice. Yeah, that was the play.
I mean, that's something.
Imagine having expectations. I mean, that's the whole core of game design, turning cog, is you condition the player to have expectations, and then you subtly change what you give them to surprise them in a fun way, in an interesting way. Again, that's an abstract. You can apply that to a shooter. You can apply that to a board game. And it's all about making the player feel clever and working within the constraints of the world that you've built or the experience or the game that they're playing. You know, even as simple as Balatro, right? Like, the Jokers subvert player expectations. When you discover a new Joker, you're like, oh shit, this is a new way for me to play. That's it. That's all game design. We got the hype chest. I'm gonna open it, see what's in there. We got Frog Wow. All right, there we go. Choo choo Frog Wow.
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 He definitely sounds like Owen Wilson.
Sorry, I was taking a sip of water. Wow.
There you go. Okay, while we're waiting for the save, I'm gonna show him the slime mold thing.
Oh, you can also show him the t-shirts that I made yesterday with Midjourney. That shit's
I don't know
pretty
if I want to show
funny.
anybody that, but this is a material right now. It does have like I can't show you until it's done, but I'll show you. But it's like, I don't know. It does each layer 27 times, and there's 9 layers, so it probably is doing like a solid, 3,000 iterations or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a juicer, bro. Where the fuck? Why isn't this there? All right, there we go.
I think Boom yesterday said it was like 1,200 instructions or something.
2,500. 2,512 instructions.
But yeah, so I saw this one. This could be another way that I think I could make something kind of like what we were talking about. But this is like a Niagara system to do like a mold simulation. And there's an article on Medium that talks about how to make it. So I'm not going to do this yet, but if we get desperate, this might be something I look at. Yeah. I'll put that in the server for you guys if anybody's interested in checking it out. There's like a Medium article linked in the description that shows you how to do it.
So
I think it does use some like deprecated UE4 stuff, but if you know Niagara, I think you could figure it out.
So mocap, this is why I was saying it works really well, is because like Tony genuinely loves diving into problems like this. Like in the moment, he gets really frustrated, but when he solves it, he's like, fuck yeah. And then I'm like, fuck yeah. So that's why that works. I can't do that. Like I'm good at the, what the fuck are we making? Why are we making it? Why does it matter? Who's going to play it? What's the experience like? What's the fucking crazy idea? You know, what's the wacky shit? Like that's what I'm really good at. I write stories. I think about all these, I obsess over these details. I immerse myself in different concepts. Like I've never built a horror game before. I don't personally consume horror as a genre of entertainment that I enjoy, but since we're making a horror game, I've been spending a ton of fucking time researching all that shit and like really understanding what is scary, what are things that work, what doesn't work. So like that's really important. Admittedly, it's pretty hard to find a good like vision person. It's really hard. And the game industry does a really poor job of identifying who those people are. Oftentimes it's like inter-office politics. Someone gets promoted into that position because they did a good job on something and they've held different jobs. So they're more of like a business person or a middle manager that gets moved up to like, a director position. You know what I mean? So identifying vision people is really difficult. That's where like the concept of an auteur or an artist is like really important. So best thing to do is just meet a lot of cool people. Social media is really good for that. Twitch is good for that. We met some amazing fucking people. Like I'm very, very impressed by Brightside's artistic skills. Like the dude has his own flavor for real. Like Brightside makes Brightside shit. I don't think anyone else can make Brightside shit. And that's a special thing. So look for people like that. you know, people that you want to work with, and try to, you know, come up with collabs and different stuff, and then you'll develop that. I don't know if you've been here when I talk about brain trust, but you'll develop that like circle, you know, and you'll have those people that help you be stronger and better at what you can do. None of us can do this shit alone. You absolutely can. Sorry, I'm not trying to discourage you. I know you're saying you're mostly solo dev, and that's like your whole thing. I'm not trying to say don't, you know, you can't do it. You absolutely can. Just the mountain you have to climb is so much higher. I don't know why, but it just popped into my head, the Rammstein song Ohne dich, because it's literally about that. It's like the band members' song as an ode to themselves, like in their friendship and their bond together. And Ohne dich means only you. And it's basically like all about that. And the music video is them climbing up a mountain together. And like Till sprains his ankle or trips, and they like pick him up and they carry him, and they're all like carrying each other up this fucking mountain. And that's the whole point, right? Like, I don't know. I'm preaching a little bit, but yeah. You'll defy the gods? Yeah, do it, man. Fucking do it. Like, absolutely. I mean, Brightside's defying the gods. He's making games on his own, and he's only been doing it for 2 years. So you can do it. But just remember that attempting to do everything at a very high level of quality is going to take you a lifetime. Like, you know, there are people who, you know, like Stardew Valley or Balatro, right? I would argue the Balatro guy got really lucky. I think he just had some good ideas that all gelled, and he had the right mind for that specific game. The Stardew guy took 7 fucking years, and he made that for someone else. So these are all examples that are very small percentage. It's, you know, I don't know, hard to explain. You gotta find it. Oh, go ahead, Tom.
I was just gonna say, did any of your material wizards know what I need to do to make it so that this side goes that way and keep this side going that way?
So I just into the middle.
Like this one's going to the middle, and then that one's going away from the middle. I want this one to go away from the middle as well, so they're like diverging. And then I think I'm like a good way towards what I'm kind of trying to do here, but can't figure out what to flip. It's like this is what's making them move. But it's like I need to like mirror this half of the UVs or something.
Turning cog, I don't have any context for why Odd Oculus is going to get gas in the project. Do you mean gameplay ability system? Do you mean like something else? Are you talking about like wind that people have sometimes due to biological function? Are you talking about gasoline, like ethanol? I don't know. I don't know what you're going for. But yeah, Adder, you're totally right. I mean, like, I'm not an AD, but I'm a person who never let myself grow up. 100%. I live in my imagination all the time, and that's my special talent. That's what I've got. I spent a lifetime developing my imagination and coming up with ideas, entertaining myself, and I mean, at a time when we didn't have smartphones and tablets and handhelds and all that shit. Like, I had a Game Boy, original Game Boy, but I had to spend a lot of time without video games, drawing pictures, creating characters, writing stories, just entertaining myself in that way, using my imagination. Ooh, Odd appreciates a good Audi. Well, I like to think I have a good Audi. I have a 22 RS5 coupe. KWV3 suspension all around, Ab Sportsline tuned, Ab Sportsline sway bars, New Speed custom stainless steel braided brake lines, 20 by 10.5 BBS CHR in satin black. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. No power tune or anything like that, just stock motor, but it's plenty. Yeah, no, I feel you on that. But I will say the V6 is more powerful. As weird as that is, it's got better torque curves and shit. It still sounds good. It doesn't sound like the V8, but it's a pretty throaty V6. I love the sound for it. It's fantastic. I was ripping around today a little bit. Makes great sounds. Handles super well. very comfy. Massage seats, the Napa leather, all the carbon fiber, 16 speaker sound system, all that shit. It's crazy. I saved up for a very long time to buy that car. Definitely a dream car. So yeah, I went from a 2008 Honda Civic Si that I owned for 15 years into that car. It was sick, dude. Yeah, it is. It's very practical in Colorado. I mean, granted, my car is like 4 inches off the ground or less, so you get a little bit of snow and I'm not driving around because I don't want to fuck my splitter and my radiators up, so that's just the way it goes. But with a little bit of snow, it's really fun. Yeah, the massage seats are pretty good. Admittedly, they're not like Merc massage seats where, like, you know, it's a legit massage chair. It's a very adjustable electronic chair, and they have a program that makes it feel like it's massaging you, and you can do 3 different settings or whatever. But like, yeah, it's nice. It's better than not having a massage seat. Also, no cooled seats because it uses the R8 seats, which are like a nice bucket with good bolsters. But like, what are you gonna do? I'm not complaining. It's very fancy and unnecessary, but I love it. Yeah, I think I got the right generation of RS5 because I got the facelift. So it's the B9.5 chassis model year. The B8, I think, is the one you're talking about with the V8 in it. Those are sick. There's several I've seen rolling around in my area. Very cool. Those make wonderful sounds. And I think you could still get them in a manual. Mine's only ZF8. Yeah, no worries, Adder. I hope the playtest goes well, man. I'm looking forward to Mortal Shell, dude.
Oh yeah, let us know how it goes.
Hell yeah. Oculus. So as an Audi enjoyer, have you owned many? I mean, this is my first one. I do have a few issues with it, but it's mostly because of the dealership. It's not the car itself. I will say that the DRC was a disappointment. I optioned into the DRC. I have since pulled all that shit out, you know, about 3 years after I bought it, as soon as warranty expired. Pulled it all out, replaced it with KW V3s, and I'm much, much happier. And it doesn't do the Audi steer thing that a lot of people, you know, deride Audi for by pushing in corners. It really doesn't. You get some great slip angle. You can make that bitch slide. It's really good. I was fully expecting the front to just dive in and be like real, or I guess not dive in, but push the outside like really hard, and it doesn't do it. You have to make bad choices for it to do that. And then you just get on the power and it pulls you out. Wouldn't say I'm a big car guy. I just know a sexy body when I see one. Yeah. The RS5 has some really, really nice lines on it, especially the coupe over the Sportback. I don't like the Sportback. I don't know why everyone pushes the Sportback either. They're like, it's so practical. I'm like, you're buying a fucking sports car. Shut up. If you want a practical one, get like an RSQ8 or get an RS6. Or there's other options that are even better. Like there's some more practical EVs that are pretty good, or get a BMW. You know, I don't know. Yeah, I do think a wagon is probably a better choice overall. Yeah, see, Adder said goodbye, but then I said BMW, so he came back. Tony, I'm getting some bleed through on your audio there. I don't know if it's going through the stream.
Yeah, sorry, I got a little louder there. Oh, there we go.
Hell yeah,
backwards from what I was trying to do, but that's the solution. We just got to flip these guys now.
Hell yeah, dude. That's so good. BMW, now you're talking? Yeah, I would have gotten an M4 if the front end looked more to my taste. But I really don't like the lungs that they did for the grille for the G82. There are definitely a lot of BMWs in LA, dude. There's a lot of BMWs out here too. It's like BMW, Audi, Subaru. I think that's kind of it. There's a ton of Teslas in my area because there's a Tesla dealership up the road. So B58 GOAT. What's the B58, bro? Hold up. Is that an M3? Oh, the motor. My bad. Yeah. Yeah, the motor's really, really good. No, you're good. I just don't know the motor codes as much. Like, German cars are new to me. I know a lot of Japanese chassis and motor codes, but yeah, German cars are newer to me. Here's how the B-52. I think that's a bomber.
It's actually a pop group from the late 70s.
It is also a pop group. Yes, it's not a B-52 Omni. Hang on. A90 Supra motor code. That will tell us what you've got. It's a B-58, so it's literally what Adder's talking about. So there you go. Yep. So Omni, yes, you have a B-58. That's what you have.
Dude, check out this shader toy.
Nice, dude. It's tubular as fuck, dude.
Shit's wild.
I do like that. Yeah, Omni agrees with you. He just doesn't know. It's okay, Omni. You haven't been building cars like... I don't think you've ever built a car, so why would you know the motor code, you know? But yes, that is a really good motor.
So I was looking at Patreon while we're killing some time here while the save is going, and the reason I saw this is because there's this post by this person that says shader toy to Niagara, and I assume there's going to be some like tool or tutorial in here. It says copy the code from the thing to ChatGPT and then write the following prompt.
Yo, get out of here, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Omni has the Z4, so he has the A90 Supra, but the BMW convertible version, which is technically a different chassis, but still a nice car. What's up, Anime? What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well.
Yo.
Tony's working on the fractal shader for
just waiting on
Dread.
something to save. It's taking fucking forever, so I'm looking at cool shaders. This one's very interesting.
Yo, thank you for the resub.
Yo,
Good sub day today, y'all.
Yeah, and
You
guys are on
just
fire
missed the
today.
hype train, Anime. So we got Frog Wow. We got this
Damn, this
from
one's
our
crazy,
hype train
dude.
chest. Oh, they do have the same chassis. I thought the GR chassis was tuned differently. Like the frame's the same, but the Toyota did a different like chassis tune from the Z4. But I trust you, Adder. I mean, you're the BMW guy, so yeah, feel free to correct me on that. I do know that it definitely is a different body. I thought the wheelbase was slightly different too.
Adder's like, wait, they're talking about BMWs. I'm calling out of this meeting.
That's literally what happened. I said, we're getting a BMW, and he goes, yo, BMW? Same, frame the same. They have different dampers and springs for different weight and different diff. Yeah, okay. All right, word. Adder, dude, the Stockholm Open that I sent you from 1320, that shit was so sick, man. The E30 at the end there. I love that it was twin turbo LS swaps, just swept the event. Fucking American muscle there, brother. Nothing beats Chevy small block with a big ass turbo on it. What's up, Illuminous? Never reference that in my presence again. Are you a DJ? Matthias? Is it Matthias or Matthias? I don't know. Swedes pronounce their names all Swedish. We had to check into the hotel. Did I miss a street race brand war? Nope, still seems to be happening. There's not really a brand war. I think we're all car enjoyers. So I guess several of us in chat are car enjoyers, myself included. So we're yapping about motors and chassis and whatnot. Oh, you've met the dude. Nice. That's awesome, man. Did you meet him at like a Grid Life or some shit? Mocap has been in a car. I mean, dude, that's a great start. And I'm glad you say that they're pretty cool. I definitely appreciate that over an anti-car agenda, which I think is absolute insanity. The internal combustion engine is one of the greatest inventions of mankind, and to throw it away so easily is absurd, especially with where the technology's gotten today. EVs are pretty cool too, but I think the future is probably hybrid powertrain. One horse or riot? I mean, bro, I'm not really fucking with horses much. Like, horses are kind of crazy animals, man. They're gigantic. I'm but a small monkey, and I don't know. Horse is scary to me compared to, being a monkey. All virtual. Tried to meet up with him when I was in Stockholm, but didn't work out. We're both active in the E30, E36 forums. Sick, dude. Yeah. That's very cool. Man, car forums are so crazy. I haven't been in car forums for a long time. I've definitely perused Audizine a bunch. And there's another Audi forum that I can't remember. I gotta go look now. Audi World, that's the other one. Audi World and Audizine. The thing I don't like about the Audi forums is that there's 10 dudes that are actually into Audis there. Everyone else is a tourist that has enough money to buy Audis, and then they just talk about base models, and I'm like, none of this is useful information. You guys are talking about whether you want to go from an A4 to an S4 and if there's a power difference, and I'm like, yeah, there fucking is. That's obvious. You can look at the spec sheet. Car forums still stuck in 2004. It's kind of rad. All right. Last OG style forum I interact with these days. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, polycount, you were saying. I remember I was like, that's crazy, because I remember polycount just being awful to try to post on, but I don't know. I bet it's different because you're an expert. So when you're out there talking on polycount, people are going to just listen to what you say. And if not, you can just completely own them with knowledge. Nobody reads the documentation. I tend to read the documentation. There's documentation? Yeah. I think Adder, you can get away with that though. Tony's been known to read some documentation. I want to say I've definitely read through my whole car manual, which is weird. I think most people don't. They just buy car, drive car, sell car, buy new car. At least Americans. Car spec sheet. Oh, I got you. Yeah, actually, that's really true. A lot of people don't read the car spec sheet at all. Especially Americans. They just go in and talk to the salesman and go, what should I buy? And the salesman's like, delicious. I got a big fish on the line today. And then they sell you some shit that is way overpriced and not what you wanted in the first place. But it was old stock that they had to get rid of. So they did their job. They do not like talking to me. My fiance always laughs at me as well as we unwind for the day because I read tech docs for fun after work. Yeah, no, I get that, Adder. It's cool. I mean, you're passionate about what you do, man. There's nothing wrong with that. This girl asked me why I be like this, why I act like this. I told her, watch me skirt the whip. Yeah, dude, nice. Oh, Illuminous has the A90. He's got a very nice A90. His glacier white or some shit like that. It's a really nice pearl. My apologies if I fucked up your paint whatever it's called. Really nice wheels. Got the Advans on there. They look sick as fuck. I'm trying to talk him into suspension mods because it makes a difference. Stock suspension is just it's not the same. Nothing crazy like a street setup, because when you start getting more serious about suspension, you really sacrifice like ride quality. Yeah, A90 Supra. That's a crazy name. I don't even know if I can say that on the Twitch.television. I'll call you Urfa T. How about that? Absolute Zero, ice cold, bro. Yeah, that's his paint color, ice cold. Yeah, he's got a sick A90 with some Advans on it. Yeah, we're talking about cars a little bit in here today while Tony's working on some shaders. We're doing some more Dread Dev. Good news is that we're going to carry on Dread Dev into November, so expect more of this. It's been really fun, and the team is really enjoying it, and we're making something really cool. So we're very excited about what we're working on. We're just going to keep that train going. Yeah, Turning Cock, don't you have like a Grand Marquis or something like that? Like a old Buick like boat? I'm trying to remember what you said you had. It's like the Oldsmobile Crown Vic or something. Met a guy that's thrown a ton of money at his 2016 Mustang GT. Oh yeah? Those could be pretty good. I know that they handle really well. I care a lot about handling. He's about to throw a blower on it. I'm guessing he threw a ton of money directly into the motor, and he doesn't care about corners. Don't mock my yacht. I wasn't mocking your yacht, dude. I was trying to figure out what exactly you had. Yeah, Urfa, that kind of tends to be a thing. So I have a 22 RS5 coupe, and I put my money into the suspension. So I like corners. That's what I prefer. I did BBS CHR wheels, 20 by 10.5. Apt Sportsline tuned KWV3 coilovers all the way around. Apt Sportsline sway bar front and rear upgrades. New Speed custom stainless steel braided brake lines. Probably some other shit that I'm forgetting, but yeah. Street slicks on it. Nice. So he's made it a not daily drivable car. I can definitely drive my car daily, and it's still really fun. I haven't done any power modifications to it yet. I'm probably eventually going to do a tune because a tune gives me like 100 horsepower. I don't have to change anything. It's just makes the gas mileage worse, but it goes up by 100 horse, which is fun. It's really good. Yeah, it's stock 450, so it goes up to about 500, like 525 or something like that with just a tune on pump gas. If I wanted to go like stage 2, I could E85 convert it and get to like 600 something, but I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. It's like it's my daily, and I like cruising around and doing canyon drives and stuff. I'm not in it for like drag racing or anything. It's still fast as shit. Like I smoke the soccer moms in their EVs around here. Non-running E90 335D, and those things tune really well. Nice, dude. I have to look up what an E90 is. Oh, okay. It's a 3 Series. I got you. I thought it was. I just wasn't sure. We got some BMW guys in here. Adder is a big BMW guy. He has a race car set up for drift E30 that is sick as fuck. Oh yeah, absolutely. Urfa, you can definitely do like some crazy shit with those German cars. They come detuned, which is pretty crazy. So is the 335D a diesel? Big fan of those. Really dope for the money. Yeah. The BMW talk continues at her. Nice. That's sick. I don't know anything about BMW diesel motors. Goddamn right, Illuminous. Fractals are the coolest shit ever. So Tony's making a custom Voronoi noise fractal as like the antagonist for Dread, the horror game that we're working on. When I say antagonist, it's going to appear at these like really stressful, high tension moments. It's going to be a core part of that, making the player question the nature of reality and, you know, stuff like that. That is a big part of the game. It's a psychological horror game. So that's the thing we're doing.
Is one of Britney Spears? Yep.
We got Britney?
Oh, I think it's Britney Spears mapped onto the fractal. Nice.
So funny.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, he is turning cog. M57 and the 335Ds will do about 500 wheel torque before they pop, roughly 300 wheel horsepower, but they'll do it with just a boost controller and no tune, which is pretty dope. That is crazy, dude. That's monster torque. So that's probably like a really good drift machine then, yeah? Does it roll coal? Can you blow big clouds, dude? Mine does not. That's okay, Urfa. I'm glad you popped through for the car talk, and you're just like, oh hey. Normally I'm somewhat banned from talking about cars because I'll talk about that shit way too much, and I know not a lot of people in chat enjoy it, but you know, we do game dev here. That's 90% of what we do. So yeah, but cars are my second biggest passion aside from games. That's what I do professionally. I'm a game designer. Which reminds me, is there any interesting video game industry news today? Let's find out. Animal Crossing New Horizons free update adds Lego furniture and playable NES and Game Boy games. Wild.
My wife is pretty excited.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Can we ban you from Marathon chat? What do you mean? Like, in the closed tech alpha? Or are you saying if I talk about Marathon? Oh, you're saying I should be banned from discussing Marathon? I mean, I can't discuss Marathon on stream because it's under NDA. So I can't talk about it at all. Let's see. Look up a shitty fog machine. Nobody will know the difference to the... Yeah, exactly, dude. That'd be a sick mod, honestly, for Pimp My Ride. You just blow a bunch of smoke and people are like, damn, dude, you fucking blew a head gasket. And you're like, nah, I just hooked up a fog machine to my exhaust. Are there going to be cars in Dread? I don't think so. And one of the reasons why I don't think so is because it lends more atmosphere to the idea that the neighborhood is empty, like it's lived in and alive, but something's off about it. And the neighborhood is only like a third of the game. It's only like the early part. We're currently spending about 10 minutes in the neighborhood just on Golden Path, speed running, not interacting with any of the narrative moments or playing naturally like a player would. So you should expect somewhere between 10, 15, 20 minutes just in the neighborhood, depending on if it's your first time playthrough or, if you've like understood the gameplay loop and like, what you got to do. First time player is going to spend a lot more time in the neighborhood. It's easy to get lost in, which is a part of the design. That's the important piece. But after you exit the neighborhood, you go into a forest and you'll be up there for a little bit. Then you go back into the house. And then from inside the house, you're going to transition into like liminal space pools rooms. There's a concept too for like an observatory and a corridor filled with statues and stuff like that we're going to do as well. All of this lending the aspect of psychological horror with the fractal as a core part of that. Leaning into the King in Yellow psychological horror concept from Chambers, written by Chambers in the late 1800s. Inspiration for Lovecraftian horror as well. Chambers was inspired by Ambrose Bierce. So yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. There's going to be like references to King in Yellow, specifically Casilda's song. Yeah, there's a bunch of shit in there that is going in. That'll be really cool. Light cars, yeah, just going forward. Totally kidding though. Yeah, dude. Yeah. My other car is a 2010 TDI 6-speed. Love it to death. Recently lost the third gear synchro. Damn, dude, that's bad. Upvote drifting in liminal suburbs. I mean, like, you guys can request things all you want, but I'm not necessarily going to take those ideas. If they're good ideas, absolutely. And, if they fit with the pillars. Here, let me go over the pillars again for you guys, if you want to do some suggesting ideas. Okay. There are 6 pillars, 4 of which are core. The other 2 are support pillars. The first 4 are simple gameplay mechanics. It's a walking simulator with point-and-click discovery. So keep that in mind with your suggestions. You're never going to be able to sprint, jump, whatever, drive cars. It's not going to happen. You're just walking. Number 2, it's single player. There's never going to be multiplayer features. Number 3, we never show a monster. So the fractal is going to be the closest thing we get to showing a monster. Number 4, it's audio-driven psychological horror. All the visuals are there to support moments driven by audio for how the player feels emotions and tension in a specific scene or gameplay moment. The 5th concept is, or 5th pillar, is the Lost Woods environmental exploration. Now, what I mean by that is Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. When you go into Lost Woods in Kokiri Forest and you interact with the Skull Kid and you're chasing him to get to the end, you are faced with several options in which direction to go. If you choose the wrong one, you go back to the very beginning. And so the neighborhood works that way. You'll come up to an intersection and you'll be able to choose left, right, or straight. And if you pick the wrong one, you'll walk to the end of the street and you'll end up back at the very first intersection again. And that's all that works. It's like seamless. It's very hard to tell that you've done that. When you go the correct direction, you'll see the spooky mansion, the abandoned mansion, and that will change over time and has various visual effects and audio effects that will support that. So that's how the player knows they're going down the correct path. So that's the Lost Woods gameplay there. When you're in the Infinite Forest, that happens after you transition to the interior space of the house. I know, weird, you go into the house, but then you come out in a forest. But the way the forest works is you can walk in any direction, an infinite amount of distance, because the way Tony has it set up, it's like Asteroids or Pac-Man, where if you start on this side, you come to this end, you end up back at this side again. And it's all seamless. The player doesn't see that happen. But if you're going in the correct direction, you'll eventually get to a spot that will lead you out of that maze, that infinite landscape that is procedurally generated. So those are the core pillars. So if you guys want to throw some ideas out there, keep those things in mind. Let's see. Romero Games recently got cut by Microsoft, might be picked up and revived by a competing publisher. That's great news, dude. That's really good. Yeah, absolutely, Mocap. If we don't do it, you guys are definitely welcome to put drifting liminal spaces in a neighborhood. Yeah, go for it. That's a good idea if you guys want to do it. I just don't think it fits in Dread. Isn't Tony scared of liminal pool rooms? Why would you make him build that? It's different if you're building it. That's a good benchmark. If you're building it and it can still unnerve you, then that means someone who's seen it for the first time is going to have a very serious reaction to it, which is good. That's exactly what we want. Chopper wrecked a GTI. That's pretty funny. The concrete he damaged. I mean, dude, that sucks. I remember, I feel like I was talking to him when he got his GTI. So if he wrecked it, damn, dude. Feels bad, man. Point and click like a Sierra game. I mean, that's kind of metaphorical. It's just an analog. So what I mean by that is, as the player's exploring the neighborhood, we're going to deliver narrative through notes and environmental storytelling. And the player will walk up to a note, and then you get an interact prompt. You interact with it. The note comes up through a UI interstitial. You will read what's on that and then exit that. And that will go into your game menu journal where you can read all of the notes that you picked up. And so that's how the player will piece the story together for what the fuck is happening and what is even being talked about. What's the nature of this super weird liminal space and this infinite neighborhood and infinite forests and all this other stuff. So that's why I say point and click. I like those orbs that were flying around in the fog you had there. The cloud.
Yeah,
Cool.
that looked pretty interesting for sure. Damn, this is a shader? How is this a shader? It's crazy.
Which one? Oh, the fucking mountainside? That's
that's
crazy.
wild. Yeah. Damn.
Oh, so it's like the rainforest material on the natural terrain? That's pretty
I think
cool.
it's just like math that generates the terrain and the math that's making little like fractal things for the trees, and it's just like all math.
That's definitely cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this the shaders that you've been exploring, Tony, is why I was telling you that like VFX and shader artists are like one of the disciplines in the games industry that is like a very special one, and that's where like a really talented person will stand out from someone else. That's one of those fields where like you'll meet some person who's really fucking good at making crazy ass shit that no one else knows how to do, and they don't think about it the same way, and they just make some really cool crazy things. They end up being visual effects artists.
That's what I'm trying to do.
I mean, you do very good work on that too. It's sick.
Let's see what we get here.
Oh, did I get anything in Nope, nobody in YouTube. Here, let me drop some links for y'all. So we only stream 4 hours a week. A lot of you guys have already heard this spiel, but because we only stream 4 hours a week, the best way to keep in touch with us is through the community Discord. So if you are working on your own projects and you want to talk about, game design or learn some more things about Unreal, if you have questions, concerns, need help with anything, like that's the best way to get in touch with us. The Discord is relatively active with a lot of creative people who are building their own things. And so it's a really supportive community for figuring out, how to build the thing that you have in your head and what you want to make. If you're curious about what we've been working on, follow us on socials, please. It goes a long way. That's how we fund the game studio, is we're crowdfunding through social media. So any Twitch subs, any donations to the coffee, watch hours on YouTube are big for us. We have the amount of subs we need on YouTube for AdSense monetization, but we don't have our watch hours. Last year we had our watch hours. We didn't have the subs. So we can get there, then that will also monetize another part of social media, which goes to funding the game studio, which is good. That's what we need. But yeah, if you want to see, so Hyperskate is the main game we're working on. It's a PC VR game. And we've got a trailer up for that. That's probably a year and a half old at this point. So Hyperskate is looking very different. It's come a long way since then. But for the month of October, we like to take a little bit of a break from working on the main project and do something else, interesting, blow off some steam, whatever, get some, different kind of creative juices flowing. So that's what we've been doing for the month of October, making this game called Dread. We're going to continue that into November because it's going to take a little bit longer to finish because we have some really cool stuff that we want to put in the game. And yeah, that's where we're at. So we're going to keep going through November, working on Dread to finish it up, put a pretty bow on it and send that bitch off into space, and hopefully people buy it on Steam. So yeah, that's our whole thing. Yeah.
Can you still hear me?
Oh, you are like frozen. Yeah, I can hear you, but you look.
Yeah, no, something's wrong. I'm probably gonna have to reboot. I think.
Okay.
I can't see anything. I can still hear it, but
Turning Cock says robot Tony.
Very upset. So I don't know. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. I'll hold the fort down. I'll wait here, guys. I'm here with you. Yeah, Turning Cock, how's your stuff going, bro? I know you've been doing some car things, and you're doing like a Pacific Drive type game. Don't go towards the light, Carol Ann. Yeah, dude. Fucking. God damn it! What's that movie called? It starts with a P. I can't remember what it's called. fuck, dude. Poltergeist, thank you. Poltergeist type shit. Yeah, poltergeist. The only word that would show up in my brain was paranormal, and I'm like, that's not it. That's not it. Let it go. Stop it. Yeah, poltergeist type shit. I'm still here. Yeah, y'all can hear me. Yeah, it looks like I'm still here. Yeah, I'm doing the thing. I'm holding it down. That movie still creeps me out. Yeah, that's a really good horror movie, Omni. Just to clarify, Dread isn't that kind of horror. Dread's closer to like Shutter Island or American Psycho without the gore. The gore is not the horrifying part of American Psycho. It's that he's like, Patrick Bateman doesn't even know who he is. I mean, you know, spoilers, it's an old film, but whatever. The end of the movie, you start to realize that he's calling himself Patrick Bateman, but he's called himself so many names with so many different people. Nobody fucking knows who he actually is, and he doesn't even know who he is. And he's never going to get better, and he's still going to keep like murdering people and, you know, be this crazy dude. So that's psychological horror. You could even say like A Beautiful Mind is psychological horror because it deals with schizophrenia. So yeah, it's a pretty broad genre, but that's where we're going. Tony was consumed by the liminal aspects of the space. Yeah, I think it was the shader ate his flops, as they put it, you know, his compute, as Acid Hex was saying. I don't know if you were here for that, Illuminous, but Acid Hex was popping into chat every now and then and being like, bro, I'm all about compute. And he was doing some like crypto bro bullshit. It's fucking funny. Talking to me about building a machine just for running his own AI and stuff. And I'm like, why would you do that? All right, that's cool. Like, go for it, bro. There's other people that are have many more resources that are trying to figure this shit out. So if you want to get into it, that's great. But I don't think it's worth building a machine to run an LLM at home. I don't know. Just me. Different strokes, as they say, right? I actually haven't ever seen it somehow. I didn't think American Psycho was that scary, honestly, Omni. Yeah, but the data, bro. Yeah, you need to maximize your compute, bro. Do you even compute? I don't want the corpo thugs to have my data. It's too late for that. We all have smartphones, man. I have a guy at work that wants to build a machine for an LLM. No idea why. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me either. Tony, are you good? I see you here. Oh, rip. He disappeared again. Yeah, I don't know, Urfa. It's like people got wacky ideas. There we go. I think we got Tony back. You might be muted, Tony.
Yeah, I think I'm here now.
Yeah, we got Tony back. Hell yeah. Time to break out the Nokia? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Luminous, you know, I hate to break it to you, but we have many, many listening, tracking, and camera devices all around us all the time now. And, you know, we don't even need CCTV type shit. Oh, that was cool.
Sorry.
No, you're good, dude. Don't worry about it. Yeah, if you could get a landline. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're still listening to you on that shit. I'd like a small LLM rig, but the tech isn't there yet for the scale a consumer would make use of. Yeah. Lorne playing over there. That was Annihilation. If you're talking about that, like, you know, dissonant synth tone horn music or whatever. Used a drill like in that movie Pi. Are you talking about trepanation, bro? Because I've been thinking maybe I should do a bit of trepanning. I gotta let the pressure out so I can get my soul more in tune with the cosmos, you know? No, Pi? You just gonna keep saying Pi, dude? Yeah, that's literally trepanation. All right, I googled it. Yes, I was right. He drills the math out of his mind. Yeah, exactly. That's what trepanning is. You drill a hole in your skull. It's a very, very old practice. People used to do this shit for thousands of years. There's tons of documented, archaeological finds rather, of like people drilling a hole in their head. It's crazy. No, not lobotomy, turning cog. It's not the same thing. You don't go into the brain matter. You just let pressure out from the interior of the skull.
Mm-hmm. And you have a hole in your head for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah. I think your skin grows back over it, but like you have a fucking hole in your head.
Yep.
It's weird shit, dude. Tony's turn with the talking stick. Chat and Vince are talking about home lobotomy. Who needs trepanation when you can just pick some mushrooms and hug the stars? Exactly, Adder. I think trepanation is what happens if you pick too many mushrooms and hug the stars too many times, and then you got to drill a hole in there to let the bad juices out or whatever, the bad air out. What was the purpose of that? I think so. It's not really understood why people did it, because when they found artifacts of like, evidence of human trepanation, it was usually in like Stone Age societies and shit. So it could have been very primitive surgery. Someone got a closed head injury and you experience subdural hematoma. You'll have like stroke-like symptoms and lose motor function and speaking and stuff like that. And the fix for it is to actually just let the pressure out by drilling a hole in the head, which sucks, but it will save your life, and you'll return to normal function. So there's theories that that's why they did it. But there are also theories like, if you guys have ever read His Dark Materials, that's a very big part of His Dark Materials is trepanning, and they believed it was to let like cosmic energies in and out so that they could attune with the universe and shit like that. It gets pretty wacky, man. I don't know. And there's like, I want to say there's a documentary about a lady who did it in the 60s. She did it to herself.
Watch that documentary in psychology and
wild.
Yep.
It is wild. And when I'm saying, this is not like a fucking inch big hole. It's a little tiny hole. You put a little tiny hole in there.
Some of them are pretty big. But
it depends on the person. It depends on the application. But yeah, generally for like spiritual purposes, it wasn't a huge hole. It was just a little bit of a hole. Still crazy as fuck. But like, I'm joking when I talk about trepanning. But like, yeah, some people, this lady, I want to say this was like during the 60s with all the, we were talking about MK Ultra yesterday with Mother Horse Eyes and all that shit. I want to say is probably associated with some of that experimental nature of existence, use of illicit substances and hardcore hallucinogens or whatever it was that people were doing at the time, exploring spirituality and all of that. And they would be like, hey, maybe I should like do this because the ancients were onto something. And I mean, this lady says that it fucking changed her life and made her a better person. I don't know. It's fucking weird. But yeah, it's some crazy shit. Yeah, there you go, mocap. They're probably just copying the movie Pi. That's exactly how this conversation started. Illuminous was talking about it. What's the name of the doc? Hold up, bro. I got you.
I feel like I watched like a maybe even more modern documentary than that, where there was like, groups of people who were like into this, who were like doing it to each other and like, I don't know, crazy.
You can find some shit on YouTube, but I'm just seeing 1960s trepanation patient trepanning 16 millimeter. The doctor of LSD who drilled a hole in his head. Amanda Fielding, that's who it is. Performed self-trepanation. Heartbeat in the brain. That's it. Got you. So yeah, if you're curious about it, mocap, heartbeat of the brain. That's the one.
Have you ever seen that scene in like Saw 3 where she does brain surgery on like the Saw villain? It is kind of like that, honestly.
I have not seen that, but I'm not into Saw. Saw's too spooky for me. Talking about trepanning, very Halloween-esque. That's up. Yeah, what's up, Brightside? We're talking about trepanation, dude. I don't know if you know anything about that, but I'm here to educate you. Amanda Fielding,
a Spectre fan, he knows about opening his mind.
Literally opening your mind. Yo, heartbeat of the brain is sick. He already knows. There you go. I'm with you, Turning Cog. Saw is not my vibe. Yeah, Heartbeat of the Brain, and then I'm seeing, I don't think this is right, but A Hole in the Head is another one. I don't know. There's you can research this shit online. There's like a ton of people who've done this, and it's a very old practice. More into cinema like Cube. Yeah, I can't remember Cube. I feel like I've seen Cube. A lot of people have told me about
but
it.
it's been a very long time.
Yeah, exactly, Adder. Like copper drill bit or something like that. Just getting like a very clean hole. That's pretty wild. I don't know how the fuck they did that. I have none personally, Brightside, but I definitely have looked into that with... Fuck, what's the dude's name? He's kind of a weird name. No, it's not that guy. Fuck, what is this guy's name? You know what I'm talking about, though. It's not Hunter S. Thompson. It is...
Alex Gray?
No, it's a guy, like... So I know this because I, like, was researching about the band Tool.
That's why I said Alex Gray, because that's the artist. That's all around Tool. Does all the trippy shit.
Blah, blah, blah.
Right, so it says Alan Watts.
No, it's not Alan Watts either. Fuck, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get this guy's name. Hang on. Gotta think about how to word this. I'm also very, very tired today. My brain's not firing on all the cylinders.
Everybody type your most
Timothy Leary,
associated person with drugs in the chat now. Let's go.
Terrence McKenna.
Alex
Thank you,
Trebek.
Oculus.
I love Alex Trebek.
Yeah, Alex Trebek is a goated answer. No. It was Terrence McKenna. 100%. I think that was the guy. Yeah, Terrence McKenna. Ethnobotanist. Yeah, this is the dude. Yep, he's the. I bet you he was fucking with Trepanation for sure. Like, for real. He was probably really fucking with Trepanation. The intellectual voice of rave culture. Oh, he's from Colorado.
We're getting a plur raid. Let's go.
Yo!
We were just talking about hallucinogens. How appropriate.
Wait, I see standard damage. Is that what you...
Yeah,
meant?
I just see plur raid emotes.
Yeah. I got you. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, standard damage. Thank you. Thank you for the raid.
Dog units.
Yeah, welcome, dog units. Exactly, Odd Oculus, the OG Psychonaut. So Timothy Leary was before Terrence McKenna, but Terrence McKenna was regarded as the Timothy Leary of the 90s, apparently. I don't know. I want to be famous for talking about the drugs I have or haven't done, says Illuminous. DMT in his name. Yes, we do need a sub icon adder. We were talking about that. It's so bad that we don't have one. Not professional streamers. I'm sorry, guys. So for all you raiders, we are a game studio called Fractal Grove. Let me do this. So that's a link to our Discord. That's the best way to keep in touch with us. We only stream 4 hours a week. We stream on Wednesdays and Thursdays. We've been doing it for a while, but this is how we fund the game studio. My name is Vince. This is Tony. We are co-founders of the game studio. I do like creative direction, vision stuff. I'm a professional game designer. I've been doing it for a while. Biggest game I worked on is Destiny 2. I'm actually wearing my Taken King dev team launch shirt right now. You can't really read it, but that's just the way the shirt was made. I did the Whisper and 0 Hour and Destiny. I did a lot of stuff, but those were like my vision, a thing that I made. We are working on a game called Dread. Sorry, I'm totally skipping Tony. So Tony is a highly skilled software engineer, tech entrepreneur. He's been building software companies for a very long time as well. But yeah, we are business partners. We are Fractal Grove. We have a team that changes. It's pretty fluid. People come in and come out. They contribute to different projects and stuff like that. Our main project is called Hyperskate, which I'm going to drop Linktree for you guys. If you want to see what we've been working on, follow us on socials. The socials really help us out. That's actually how we fund the game studio. Very awesome people in this community have made it so that we can cover all of our operations costs, which are software licenses, web server hosting. All that stuff is covered by the social media currently, which is, through coffee donations, Twitch subs. We're working on the YouTube. We have our sub count that we need for AdSense monetization. Last year we had the watch hours count. This year we need the watch hours count. We simultaneously stream on Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, that's kind of why we do the stream. So we're not very professional streamers. We have kind of a complicated setup. We're both in different physical locations, but we're still in Colorado. We take that video stream and put it into a stream PC. The stream PC then pushes it out to you guys. That's what you get. That's how it's all working for us. Let's see. So yeah, October we're working on a game called Dread, liminal space walking simulator psychological horror game. Tony's been doing all this shader magic, working on a Voronoi noise fractal, which is the main antagonist of the game. I say that loosely because antagonist is like, as the player's going through these really spooky moments that are subverting their expectations of what should occur or what is normal, the fractal will appear and be a piece of that, pulsing, white and golden light. If you're curious about horror themes and psychological horror, the narrative that I've written for the game is leaning heavily into the King in Yellow. So that kind of like Lovecraftian cognition trap, which I prefer to say over cognito trap, but that's what fans of the genre refer to it as. So, which is a concept of knowledge that as you gain it becomes a danger to the knower, the person who has learned this knowledge. So yeah, that's kind of the idea. I've heard the King in Yellow referred to as the story that if you read it, it will kill you. That kind of a thing. So, that's where we're going with all this. But we got on to Trepanation because someone in chat, I think it was Luminous, brought up the movie Pi, talked about drilling a hole in your head and all that. And then we got onto Terrence McKenna and all this other stuff. So that's how you guys got to where you are today. So in this one moment that we're all sharing together. Let me see. Yeah, Adder, you're totally right. I mean, we will get on it. There's other things we got to do, but we're really focused on Dread right now. We need to dress up the stream a little bit, make some social media content, push it out to the YouTube to get more watch hours and stuff. But yeah, it's all over there. If you guys ever, if you like the channel, you want to see what we've been working on, you want to catch any of the VODs from the last, I think in January, we'll be on 3 years of streaming. If you want to see any of that, all of it is up on YouTube. So you can go see where we started all the way to where we are today and see all the things that we've worked on and done. That's a big part of what we're trying to do with the game studio is put ourselves out there, be the people who are the founders of the studio that are giving players and, people who are a part of our community the opportunity to speak directly with us, talk about the games we're making, just taking that risk of being out there and being the guys. Terrence McKenna is the Dark Souls of Timothy Leary. I like that. That's a very interesting statement. Yeah, Tony said quote of the month. Hell yeah, dude. Felly Fitzberg, I hope I answered your question about what we're working on. The way you could think about it is Dread is kind of like, so the core gameplay concept, like I was saying, it's a walking simulator, but we're really leaning into Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Lost Woods. And the way that works is when you start the game out, you're in a suburban neighborhood and you're like sneaking out late at night to go to a party, talk to some girl at a party, and you're following this trail of notes. So she leaves you a note with directions to the party. You go find the note. It's pinned to the gate of this abandoned mansion in the neighborhood, like a very old spooky house, kind of like monster house type shit. If you know what I mean. That's a kids movie, CGI. I liked it. I thought it was cool. But I'm going with this like spooky house concept. Anyway, so you get the note. It becomes progressively more unhinged. But as you're walking through the neighborhood, you'll come up to an intersection and you'll choose left, right, or straight. And one of the directions is correct. If you choose a wrong way, you actually teleport back to the beginning seamlessly. So as you're walking up the wrong way and get to the next intersection, you'll find as a player that you've actually like you end up where you started. So it doesn't like teleport you and then reload everything. You just keep walking and then you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Like the end of the street is the beginning of the street I just came from. But when you go the correct way, which is following the notes and going past the mansion becomes progressively more spooky. Audio tone starts to change. Things get really fucking weird. And then you end up going into the mansion. It's at the end of the street and you walk into it and you start to enter liminal space horror and get into all these like very abstract psychological concepts and weirdness. So yeah, that's what the game is. That'll continue for a period of time. Then the game ends and that's what you'll get. We're thinking of selling it for like $5 to $7, something like that. So nothing super costly. Hopefully that covers the cost of posting it or publishing it on Steam, but that's what we're going for. At the very least, you know, we can sell 15 to 20 copies and not lose anything for it. But we're hoping it does better than that. We hope you guys really like it. We got some really cool ideas and some unique gameplay technology that we've developed here that no one else has ever really done. So it's cool. It's very cool to go down this road. After the star will break into fractals the longer you sub. Yeah, that's true. We can't see it on mobile. Yeah, Turning Cog's right. 2 of the best missions in the game, arguably. Yo, thank you, Urfa. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so I have a bit of a following, from Destiny heads. When they find out like what I did, they're like, "Holy shit, this is the guy." Yes, I'm the guy. I've talked a lot about my experience working at Bungie. I've worked on more things than just being at Bungie. I've been a game designer for about 15 years. I've done everything from like mobile golf games as a level designer all the way up to like lead level designer or a lead designer. I was a lead level designer on a mobile golf game for Topgolf too, which is weird. So the first game I made was a mobile golf game, like mini golf type of a thing called Star Balls or Astro Golf. Astro Golf was the first title. I think you can find it now as Star Balls. Wouldn't necessarily recommend buying that game. No money would go to me for that. I worked on that project for free. But that got me into a couple different companies. I've worked on robots at a startup, small tech company in Colorado called Sphero. Did stuff with Disney. I've done Disney attraction design for at least one project that I can't talk about. It's a permanent NDA, but it was cool and fun. From there, I got into Bungie, worked on Destiny for about 5 years. Then I worked on Shank Stars, which I think is already like no longer listed on any of the app stores. I think they already took it down. But I left before ship and went to go work for a company called Free Range Games. Worked on Return to Moria. I'm sure I'm missing some shit in there. I'm trying to just go over my career history really fast here. And then around the time Return to Moria shipped, I got laid off from that studio. So Tony and I already had started Fractal Grove, and I was like, man, fuck it. It's time to go full time. And, we came up with this plan on how to do it. Spent a bunch of time on the investor trail for the first like 8 months or so. It was at a really bad time in the industry where people started losing jobs. Since then, it's been like 60,000 people have like been laid off or lost jobs in the games industry. People aren't spending money. Like investors and publishers are not doing partnerships with people who don't have an established existing relationship already. So everything's really austere and tightened up. So that's when I was like, well, let's just try fucking live streaming. Let's just do it this way. And it's been really successful for us so far, at least making it so that we can continue to do this thing and not, lose our shit. So yeah. And that's what we've been doing. We've been doing this for a while. Let's see. Building in public on Twitch has been incredible for networking and creative accountability. Absolutely, Oculus. That was one thing. So it's weird. I've streamed before on my personal. So I'm Viper Zero. You guys can see that on like the little ticker or whatever. That's my personal name. And Tony is Wallfacer. So those are our like online personas, if that makes sense. But yeah, I streamed a little bit and people were like, you should do it, man. It's cool. I fucking hated it. But the show that we do now with Fractal Grove and all of this has been really fucking cool. I like it. I've met so many cool people in this community, especially streaming in software and game dev. Like this section of Twitch is cool as fuck, and I love it here. And there's really awesome creative people. I mean, I met Adder here, and we actually worked together on Destiny, but he was at a partner studio. So like I was at Bungie and he was at a different studio, but we worked on the same project, like, you know, at least adjacent to each other. So that's really cool. Just, you know, connecting with all these really cool people. Mega Mocap VR makes some fucking awesome shit. Brightside Movement makes some really awesome shit too. Like there's just so many really cool people in chat, and it's very cool to interact with all you guys and share knowledge and stuff. No, you're welcome. Yeah, and I'm not trying to be like anyone I didn't mention doesn't make awesome shit. No, there's really cool people here that make very, very cool stuff, and that's been the most fulfilling part for me, because I expected streaming to kind of be like a one-way street a little bit, you know. Maybe you might meet some cool people, whatever, but it's been very, very, I don't know, like it surprised me. It shocked me, and I'm like, this is cool. I definitely don't stream because, you know, some people talk about how like they love it because, you know, you get the energy from it. Despite my gregariousness, I am actually very introverted, so it takes a lot of energy to like stay on and like do this for, you know, 2 hours and whatever. So yeah, I've talked about it on stream about why like I even considered it an idea in the first place. A part of that was when I was at Bungie, I did a design talk for the Whisper and 0 Hour at GCX. The first year it was rebranded to GCX from Guardian Con. And I talked in front of like 5,000 people in an auditorium for probably about 2 hours about the design process and building the Whisper and 0 Hour. And then Deej at the time was the PR and comms director at Bungie. And he was like, dude, you're really fucking good at this. And I was like, oh, thanks, man. You know, I'm just humble all the time. And I just be like, oh, that's cool. You know, I appreciate the compliment. He's like, no, stop. Listen to me. You have something special there. I don't know what the fuck you do with it, but I've worked with hundreds of people who do what you do. And there's a handful that can actually hold a conversation and express ideas in the way that people find compelling and interesting. Don't let it go. Do something with it. And so obviously this is like 7 years ago or something. Yeah, it's 7 years ago. This is back in like 2019. So it took me a while to figure out like what it could be used for. But hey, you know, I kind of like follow the path and do the thing that I try to do and keep my goals in mind. And I was like, you know what? Someone told me I had this thing. And try to figure it out. So I do the professional yapping while Tony makes very, very cool shit. Like whatever the fuck this crystal ass shit is going on here with all these prisms. Yeah. So I wasn't even paying attention. And I look over and I'm like, oh, damn, dude. We got some fucking cube and some spheres and some prismatic light.
It was just a shader toy I put up, but yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice. No, that's very cool. Let's see. I want to read some more stuff. However, it's 100 times more reach posting content of the game on YouTube Shorts for marketing purposes. Yeah, absolutely true, Odd Oculus. That's one of the things that we need a little bit of help with is, you know, we've had a couple people come through to help us with social media, but when we spend time making social media content, we're not spending time doing the thing that we care about and that we love, which is making games. And so really, we need a person to help us with that. We've got, I don't even know, probably hundreds of hours of footage at this point that we could make really good shorts out of. We have a lot of content ideas for what we want to build. We have a lot of long form ideas that we want to build, using it as marketing tools for promotion of games and stuff we're working on. So there's a lot of ideas there and a lot of things that could go really well. I think the last time we made a video was like me talking about Marathon's first alpha, not the current closed tech alpha that has, you know, just recently ended. And we got a lot of visibility from that. We got content farmed by some really big streamers because, you know, Bungie designer reacts to, you know, or describes like Marathon, whatever, shit like that. Yeah, I got clipped and taken out of context and all kinds of other stuff, but that did numbers. It was really good. But I think that video probably took like 3 weeks to make. And that was Tony and another person very dedicated to like doing editing and setting all these, you know, different pieces up. And it was just so much fucking effort and such a big drain that I was like, fuck it. We don't need to do it now. Let's just focus on making game. Let's just do that. So that's where we're at right now. And I think just doing the stream is kind of bare minimum that works really well. And this has continued growth. It's working, and it's a good time. Let's see. Drawn gets crazy impressions as vertical stream on YouTube. That's still dev content though. Gamer content is 100x. Yeah, it totally is. Stream improvements after Dread. Yeah, I mean, we can definitely keep doing that too. I think it's a good idea. Blame the compiling shaders. I mean, bro, the compiling shaders be compiling. It's nuts. I found multiple accounts that achieve 100k subs in less than a year. See, that's like not even a chase that we want to be on either. And I feel like that's a trap, you know, where you're constantly pushing for growth and like prioritizing it. That's why like it would be better if we had someone dedicated to that who could just do that shit. That would be huge. That would probably turn into a place where we have enough funding that we could like pay a staff. We're not at that point right now. Everyone helping us out is volunteering their time and effort, including us. We don't get paid for it. We run the studio, but it doesn't come out of our pockets. It comes out of the, you know, studio bank account, which is funded by you guys at this point. So yeah, it's tricky. And that's not even deep enough to pay either of us. So yeah, it's very hard starting a business and getting it going and all that. The plus side is we don't have any like contracts or partnerships where we're beholden to external interests that will dictate what we do and how we do it. So we can really just do what we want to fucking do, which is why we could go from making Hyperskate to making Dread and being like, let's put Hyperskate on the shelf for a minute. Let's do Dread. We got really, really far in a month. So just finishing this bitch off and shooting it off out into space is going to be awesome. My favorite new empty accounts with a short with over 1 million views. Yeah, I hate that shit, Oculus. I find streaming really fun. It's super cool hanging out with everyone. Yeah, that's the weird thing for me. I don't enjoy that all that much. I do like you guys. I like hanging out here, and I like this tight schedule we have of 4 hours a week. Sometimes we'll go long, and that's really fun. You know, I don't mind doing that. But yeah, it all depends on like what the vibes are like, and you know, if people are enjoying the chat, if it's like continuing to roll along, people have questions, want to know what we're working on and all that stuff. That changes things. If we're out here doing it and chat's like dead and we're at the end of 2 hours, like that's when I'm like, all right, cool. Let's just fucking, you know, let's just cut it.
That hasn't happened since we've been working on Dread.
Yep. That also hasn't happened in a long time. I feel like it's been probably 1.5 years since we've ever had like a serious, you know, just no one's in chat at the end of the stream. More often than not, looking at like the analytics stuff, our streams like peak after about 30 minutes to an hour and then continue to go up a little bit until we end. So that's been really good. Brightside says it's a biblically accurate angel. I'm assuming you were talking about the prisms and shit. That's how you know you made it, when somebody makes the effort to mutilate your words and intent. Yeah, I guess so, right, Turning Cog? I'm playing with this idea. No gameplay feature is complete until there's a well-edited short on YouTube showing it off. That's an interesting idea, Turning Cog. On Oculus, yeah. That is definitely an interesting idea. I bet it'd be really good for like a marketing tool and whatnot. We got to get a little bigger, and then you guys will see the socials like start going to the moon. You know, I'm confident that it'll happen. Like we've had a video that went to, I think like 40,000 views or something like that, which is crazy when you consider that most of our shit only gets like 50 to 100 views or less, right? Like we definitely got videos up on the YouTube that only get like 10, you know? So it goes. I gotta be right back. Someone put all this liquid in me.
Oh, this is painful, but this is what working on this has kind of become now because of how it is. I just like find other things to do while I wait. Some of this shit is crazy. Yeah, that's a good reminder that I don't think I have any music playing now, so let's do something about that. In what way do they make a good case for simulation theory? And just across the board, some of the stuff that I see in here is so insane. Just how no, yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, it's like you can just take some math and make like just about anything. That was, you know, a big part of my motivation doing all this stuff that we're looking at that's taking forever to save those. There's not a single texture in the entire thing. It's all just noise and math. And that was kind of my goal from the beginning, just make the whole thing completely procedural.
Guys, is it true that piss is stored in the balls?
Wow.
Yeah. It got quiet when I left. Weird how that happens. When I stop talking, it's not that loud anymore.
It doesn't like... It's not even really about perf. It's just like what I needed to do, if we can even like see it right now, which we probably can't. But like I needed to be able to like know things about each layer so that I could pass them into the next layer. And if it's like a texture, I would have had to, I don't know, try to read it from like color channels or something like that, but it wouldn't be like infinitely scalable or like changeable or anything like that. So it was just kind of a desire, especially if you're doing something that's recursive and like a fractal and stuff like that. You can't really use like a texture because it has to go on infinitely by design. So, I mean, perf-wise, obviously it's not doing anything great for this compile time. Once this is done, you know, I can mess around with it in the material instance without much problem. And it doesn't actually make anything too unhappy. Like if we were to look at my task manager right now, like nothing is really maxed out, or like 38% on the memory, 29% on the CPU, 39% on the GPU. Disks are fine. It's just, I was talking to Adder about it. It's probably just that the shader compilation is happening on like one core of my CPU, and that core is absolutely 100% pegged, and everything, all the other ones are just sitting there doing nothing.
Stop getting your core pegged, bro. Sorry, guys, I'm out of control today. Urfa, if you're still around, it sounded like you might have been a little bit of a Destiny head or like a Bungie fan or something like that. I wanted to know your thoughts on Marathon, like, because I've been thinking about it a lot, considering the tech alpha I got in and I played this weekend. Anybody, actually, if any of you guys are Destiny heads or just fans of Bungie, I want to know what you guys think of Marathon, because if you look on the internet, you can find some shit, and people got some hot takes without ever having even played the game. I've been hearing a lot of Concord 2, which I think is fucking stupid because that's not accurate. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think. Yeah, Pia's Filtered Blood. Yeah, that could be a good metal song. Heavy bass heartbeat. Yeah, dude. Severe lack of pizza in the game. I can't take it seriously. Well, it's lacking pizza because someone hasn't sent us slice and dice promotional assets to use in Dread. So, you know, just saying, bright side. If you look on the internet, looks around. Isn't what, bro? What? Turning Cog, try that again. I can't decipher that one, brother. If you look in the internet, reindeer emoji looks around. Isn't that where we are? Okay, I got you. You made the ass up, but you need to fix text now. All right, no sweat, bro. I was just joshing you, but yeah. Marathon post Sony takeover updates would have probably been well received in 2017. That's actually kind of a good take, dude. Yeah, no, I'm like trying to think of like how to poke holes in that.
I'm gonna Google Apex Legends release date, 2019. So yeah,
dude, I think that's like fucking, Adderstradamus type shit. Even though you're predicting the past, but whatever. Cross promotion, slice and dice would be wild. Turning Cog, that's the plan. I've been thinking about ideas. Okay, so this sounds terrible, Brightside. So I'm open to suggestions. I didn't want to do this because I don't want to do you dirty like that. But I was thinking that if like, bear with me. Outside of the abandoned mansion, there, because we know players are going to be in the spot where they're going to see it. It would make sense if there was like some detritus or like a pile of rubbish, but if there was like a poster that said like slice of and I realize this sounds terrible because I'm saying like, dude, put your shit on a piece of trash and we'll put it in the trash outside the house. I don't like that. I don't want to do that. But I'm trying to think of like, I know players are going to be there and they're going to be looking at shit. So like, where can we put it? Like that's what my thought is. I was also thinking maybe it could go up on like a telephone pole, like someone, fucking put that shit up on a telephone poles, like an advertisement, but we don't have wooden telephone poles in the game yet. We've got like concrete steel street lamps. So we'll have to figure something out, but no, I felt bad, dude. No, that's why I said it that way. I was like, I don't want it to be like, yeah, bro, your shit's in the trash. We hate this game. Like, but I was trying to think of like a better way to, to promote your shit. Pizza box. Yeah, pizza box would make more sense, I think. But I also want like your, like a poster or something, because I think that would be cool.
Oh, Brightside, I got a DLC for you. You take this right here, and you make only up as one of your other mini games. When I watched your trailer, I kind of thought you would put that in there, and I thought that would be cool.
Why don't you just spit in my face and call me Sally? I mean, dude, if that's really what you want, I'll do that. But I don't know. My wife might object to it. I think your wife might object to it, bro. We got to ask the ladies' permission first. The art is very subpar. Adder, you're making me want to talk about stuff, and I can't. The gameplay is very hollow and esports competition focused. Narrative is 2D. Yeah, you're making me want to say a bunch of stuff, which I can't say. As soon as I can, and I will. I have thoughts around your statements. Potentially counterpoints. But, yeah. Marathon may do well in the Eastern markets if they have a good MTX rental system. Dude, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think that's going to be a huge miss. Only because of what I know about FPS in Eastern markets. I think it's too serious. Like, I really think it's too serious. I'm basing that off of the first alpha that they did. I know that there is like a market for extraction shooter gameplay in Tarkov, but I feel like that's a location-based thing because it's like a Russian game, They're already over there. Like, probably chiller. Yeah, and I know that those motherfuckers are lurking in the chat. I guarantee that there's people at Bungie that just sit and chat and just like seethe about anything I fucking say. Yeah, while I'm saying it, I know you're there, motherfuckers. I know you're there. Keep watching me. I don't think about you. We could be talking about a different game. Said other game had similar art and gameplay. What are your takes on this other game? And in my opinion, Lamau JK. Yeah, fair enough. No, I wouldn't want to break NDA just out of like respect, even if it's not mutual. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't like that. That's not me. I mean, if you go look out on the internet, like Turning Cog said, where we are, it's very divisive. I think that's a kind way to say that, you know, not even trying to be generous there. It's incredibly divisive. I think it's wacky that people call it Concord 2. I think that's kind of a head-ass take. It's just you're not even coming from a good faith position. You just want to get mad about, you know, culture war bullshit, and like you're not even being real. So if you guys had seen the previous stuff that I said about it, about Marathon itself, when I saw like the early impression stuff, I was at like a 3 out of 10. But after I played the first alpha, I was like, oh shit, this is actually like there's some fucking juice here. This could be a really good game. And that was kind of my takeaway. So I moved up to a 5 from a 3, but I was still really skeptical because it felt like it was a long way away from being a Bungie quality release. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. You know, I said that before. Those were my first takes on it. Bungie about to be a Sony visual support group studio, unfortunately. I don't think you're wrong about that either, man. Good thing Sony just laid off their visual support group studio devs to make room for them, though. Yeah. You're not. I mean, like, you don't have to apologize for that. I don't think you were saying anything mean. I think you were just being honest. Like, that's fucking real, dude. I'm genuinely worried. Like, there are people that I do care about that work on that game, that I have a lot of respect for, that are really cool people. I don't want to see them go through hard times, for sure, because they don't deserve it. It's not their fault. They're really passionate. They tried making good shit. There's this cycle that occurs in AAA where you get these really passionate people that stand up this prototype and they're like, this is the thing we're making. And then you have some fucking NBA dickhead who doesn't even play games, doesn't like games. They come in, they play it for the first time. They play it for 20 minutes, 30 minutes in a game that's an experience meant to be had over hundreds of hours that requires mastery. And then they go, this fucking sucks. Do this, do this, do this, do this. And they're in a position of power where if the team building the thing that they're really passionate about doesn't do that, they get fucking fired. So they have to satisfy these needs and like try to weave it into their design, even though it doesn't fit. And then they end up with this like just garbage that they have to try to fix. And then people go, wait a minute, you guys fucked it up, fix this. And then they fix other things to try to distract from the main problems that are in the game. And then it just fucking cycles again. And you just get, you're like, what did we even make? I don't even fucking know. I mean, that happened on Destiny all the time. You would get this swing in releases where you have like a really good release that a really passionate group worked on. And then you have like a seasonal live service release that is just absolute dog shit because business people on high were like, here's how we maximize profits. Here's how we push MTX. Here's how we do this. These are your criteria. Go make that fun. And you're like, there's nothing fun in that. It's a impossible Sisyphean task, and we're all going to get punished for it because I get punished by my boss who's going to fire me, or I get punished by the audience who fucking hates what we just made and they think I'm an asshole for doing it. It's so fucked. That's why games as a service and AAA are fucking bombing, and they're doing so terribly. You have these people at the high level, don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't care. They're making a huge chunk of money, and then they're dipping the fuck out. That's what happens. I mean, Pete Parsons fucking did that. Microsoft Pete sold the soul of Bungie. Terrible. I'm fine saying that because he's fucking gone now. So, you know, whatever. And I guess I'm just kind of over it. I don't know. Shit's whack. And I say this because like Bungie was a huge inspiration to me. I mean, I got the Got the Halo Reach Collector's Edition statue right there on this little stool. I got the Halo Master Chief helmet up there. Like, I got the Halo 2 Collector's Edition. I was super into that. I love the Vidoc series. I was like, that's why I want to make games. I would love to go work at Bungie one day. And then, of course, I get in there and I start working on Destiny, and I'm all like starry-eyed, and I'm like, this is great. And then I was like, there's a lot of shitters here. There's just some fucking terrible people that work here. They do not give a fuck about making a good game. Sorry, Anna. Hi, Anna. I'm on a bit of a rant right now. Touch of salt. Yeah, you can hit me with the Salt Bay emos. It's totally fine. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I get fired up sometimes, guys, and I wear my heart on my sleeve and I say shit I mean. I try to edit a little bit, but I don't know. You know, I try not to pop off too hard. But like, man, it just makes me so mad because it's like it's so easy to not fuck it up. It's so easy. You have the people there. Just fucking listen to them, man. Just listen to them. They're good. They know how to make good shit. Let them cook. No, you got to get in their fucking way so that you can go buy a yacht or like get some good stock options in a merger or a sale of the studio. And then they don't have any fucking jobs. Like, fuck you, man. Gas was never going to succeed. Literally impossible, but don't tell the suits that. Yeah, the gas... The gaslighting is so dumb. It's so dumb. Look at Blizzard, man. They made a money printer. Go back to Nike, you fuck. Go sell shoes made in a third world country with slave labor. Get the fuck out of here. Illuminous wants to know why the ball is so wobbly, Tony.
I'm trying to make it wobbly. I don't know if I would describe this as wobbly necessarily, but
oh, the Edge was doing weird things. Oh, epilepsy warning just in case.
I think we're definitely beyond that.
Yeah, we're a little past it. MMOs are a slight exception, but New World was the only game really giving WoW a run for its money, and here we are. Yeah, dude. So as someone who doesn't enjoy MMOs anymore, but MMOs had a really soft spot in my heart. There's a poster of fucking Thrall right in front of me that you guys can't see, but I love World of Warcraft. Loved, I should say. I don't like where it is now. But there was a long time I spent with MMOs. I think New World was fantastic. It was such a good game. And it's really sad to see that shit get gutted and thrown in the trash. So, yeah, no worries, Adder. I appreciate you getting me all riled up. I'm sure chat does too. I think you guys like it. The only solution is to give a squirrel a gun. Yeah, I mean, or found your own game studio and take the lessons of your career and try to apply them in an indie way and become the thing you hate, I guess, or avoid that. Die trying. Who knows? That game is very fun. Hard to be an experienced game dev and not be salty right now. 100%. Yeah. You guys are allowed to be salty. As a player, I am. I can only imagine that you guys feel much worse since knowing the people in the systems. But also, Anna, witnessing the absolute garbage behavior on the inside, it's just so disheartening. It's like you did not have to do this. You chose to fucking do this. You didn't have to do it. That's the worst part, in my opinion. Like they just chose evil and bad things for personal gain, short-term personal gain. No regard for anything else. I don't know if you guys were here when I was talking about the Halo campaign Evolved, but my take on that was art is dead. Like, why the fuck are we doing this? Rip Lord of the Rings RPG? Yeah, indeed. Ripping pepperonis, brother. Enhance. Okay, now I can see the reflection of that poster. Oh, can you? Where? I'm looking. I don't see it, brother. Here, I'll do you a favor. This is going to fuck up my cam a bit, but I'll adjust it afterward. Boom. We got the BlizzCon Thrall poster sitting right the fuck in front of me. Here's the rest of my office, guys. Don't judge it. It's dirty. There's my Master Chief helmet, my Nintendo bookshelf. top of my head. This is a wall. Oh god, I really fucked my camera up. Wait, are we good? Oh, I'm fucking goated. I just put it right back in the perfect spot. Let's go. Yeah, this thing is just like barely sitting on a monitor too, so I'm surprised it just went right back into place. Like, do I need to adjust you a little bit? I think we're good. This seems okay. Yeah? No, it seems okay. There's that. Are you happy about that turning cock? I'm pretty sure I've moved the camera for you a couple times just so you can see what's going on in my office. These are my, I have to unfuck my back wheels to stretch my spine and shit. So that's what those are. This is a pile of blankets. It gets cold in my office. I'm in the basement of my house. Oh, I did fuck it up. You can see my bookshelf and shit here. Is that any better? Man, I don't know. Whatever. This is how we live now. Compiling shaders. It's like we're installing a COD release. What are you cooking, Tony? Are you doing Voronoi stuff or are you doing a different thing? I haven't even been paying attention. I've been yapping like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make it wobble, I guess.
Nice. You were unnerving Illuminous with the wobbly wobbles. We got nothing over on YouTube. All right, let's see if I got some more. Yeah, okay, that's Terrence McKenna. Let's see what's going on in the video games news. What did I say? I said something wacky. There was a wacky thing in here. Oh, Animal Crossing. I mentioned that. Lego partnership. Nintendo Switch 2 edition and a huge update.
Yep.
Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, cooler than Sub-Zero, creakier than Shang Tsung. I don't know, dude. Get out of here. Yep, Amazon's Lord of the Rings MMOs reportedly also been canceled. Yeah, Amazon's doing huge layoffs. 30,000 jobs are gone. U.S. government says it'll keep making video game memes as Halo co-creator says ice ads make him sick. There you go. That's the response to that, Tony.
Yep.
Nintendo's been denied a patent in Japan for a Pokemon-like capturing mechanic. This seems interesting. I wanna see how that shook out. Application was seemingly made with Power Roll's capture mechanic in mind. March 2024.
I cited like Arc as a reason why didn't you guys go after Arc if you're going after Prowl World? And something like that.
Arc Raiders?
No, Arc, the dinosaur game.
Oh yeah, because you can like capture monsters and shit like that. Yeah,
totally. I mean, Power World was basically Arc with Pokemon instead of dinosaurs. So
I got you.
Yeah.
Office clutter is always interesting to see what people are doing and reading. You're embarrassing me, Anna. Don't look at my mess. I tried to like sweep over it. There's definitely like a plate over here or two. There might be 2 plates. That was the food I ate. Let's see. Among the patent's description, the mechanic causes the computer to, when the capture item hits the field character, make a capture success determination as to whether the capture is successful. If the computer decides the capture is successful, it will then set the field character hit by the capture item to be owned by the player. So that's the thing they were trying to patent, and Japan said no. Similar mechanics to restrict the movement of the field character on the field, so controlling your Pokemon in broad terms. Rejected by the Japan Patent Office after it looked at prior art examples of the invention being used before the application was made, which had been submitted by a third party. The inventions claimed in this application were invented in Japan or elsewhere before the filing of the application. Okay, so they were just way too late. Yep. It cites examples of games like Ark, Craftopia, Monster Hunter 4, and Pokemon Go, which have mechanics which could fall under the descriptions in the application, suggesting those ideas already existed. Oh, interesting. Scandalous, but the original entity reporting on this said that it's plausible that Pocket Pair could have been the third party that provided the prior art to the JPO to be like, look, this shit already existed in other places. You know, it ain't us, dude. Tony, that's cool looking. Well, the JPO's refusal isn't binding on the ongoing legal battle between Nintendo and Palworld Pocket Pair, especially because Nintendo can still appeal or amend the application. It's noted that judges tend to respect the decisions made by patent examiners who have more training in this field. As such, Pocket Pair could point to this application refusal in an attempt to influence the judge's decision. Yeah, Nintendo's just bringing the legal hammer down on Pocket Pair. It's crazy. What if they just made a better Pokemon game instead of trying to sue them into oblivion?
Blasphemy.
Am I out of my mind here, guys? Ark had cryopods. That's basically a Pokeball. I don't know what word.
The community even calls it that.
Oh, you spelled community in a dirty way, Turning Cog. It got auto-modded. You whistle commands at your dinosaur. Felly Pittsburgh. They really only filed the patents to try and hurt Pocket Pair in the first place. 100%. I think that's transparent. I think what they're trying to do is not necessarily win a legal battle, but bludgeon them with the power of the money that they have to make them lose enough money to make it not worth their while to continue trying to pursue Nintendo in spaces which could cause legal liability. That would be my assumption. I don't know if that's necessarily true. That's just kind of my speculation, knowing how larger corporations tend to function versus smaller ones that are obviously taking a bite out of their audience. They just salty. They refuse to grow with the audience they cultivated. I mean, that's on them, bro. They fumbled. Like, what else do you call that? It sounds like a fucking fumble to me. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so we talked about how the Remedy CEO stepped down probably like 2 weeks ago, something like that. And now they're saying that they're not satisfied with the recent financial performance, and Remedy says it will return to profitability by delivering hits again. So they're going to focus on making a good game first. If anyone could do it, Remedy can do it. They've made good games. So hopefully they have learned a very painful lesson with FBC Firebreak, and they can make something truly good instead of trying to make a weird co-op arena shooter thing that they did instead. Yeah, I don't know. FBC Firebreak has like very mixed reviews. I don't even know if I'm describing it correctly.
It's like I think it's like Left 4 Dead kind of.
Oh, but with like
weird anomaly monsters. Yeah.
The SPC creepypasta monsters or whatever.
Yeah, it definitely kind of struck me as like, you know, Deep Rock Galactic kind of or something. Has mixed reviews. Yep,
very mixed reviews. Which I guess is, you know,
I always thought it looked like
relative,
kind of interesting, but then I just remembered hearing that it wasn't very good, so I never checked it out.
Yep. I think people bought it, and some people were like, yeah, I'll give it a pass. You know, it's okay.
Yeah.
But there were people who bought it expecting something really good because Remedy has a pedigree that is, you know, I mean, like you can't rest on your laurels, right? Like if they make something bad, people are going to be like, I'm really fucking disappointed you did this. Then it sounds like that's the reaction they're getting from their core audience. Turning Cog says Pokemon treats their fan base like they're still 10 years old. I definitely think that's true because they never changed their business model. They're stuck with like, we got big on handheld and appealing to a 10-year-old audience, you know, a very young audience. And that's what we got to keep doing. And it's like, no, dude, like the game's like 20 years old now. Like you have an older audience too. Make something that respects your players. Don't keep making the same game over and over again. I mean, shit, they're not even making the same game, right? Like, Tony, we've talked about that. They could just remake Red and Blue with better graphics, and it's the same fucking game, and people will buy that.
They could do like the Oblivion, Ninja Gaiden remake thing. Take the Game Boy game, write some shit to make it pass its code into UE5.
Yep.
Put some graphics on it, ship it, like make $1 billion.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
But no, they wouldn't do that.
Nah, we get ZA instead and Sword Shield. I did not like Sword Shield, and I feel like it's hard for me to admit that because I really wanted to like it. I had some good times with it, but I don't know. Urfa, I don't like the Legends games at all. Urfa, did you hear what I was saying about Marathon? Are you like, I was specifically asking you if you had thoughts of Marathon because I wanted to know what you thought. Totally valid if you're like, no, I don't care about it. I'm just curious because, I always wonder what people who are familiar with Destiny. So, like, this is the weird thing. If you've played Destiny, you know the Whisper in 0 Hour. You know that that's good and you liked it. But if I worked on Destiny, I made Whisper in 0 Hour, and a player's never played Destiny, they're like, okay, cool. Like they don't care at all. So it's tricky. I was not. I'd like to see where it goes. So I played the first closed alpha, and my reaction to that, I'm repeating myself a little bit, but my reaction to that was when I saw reveal stuff, I was at probably a 3 out of 10. But then after I played it, I was 5 out of 10. And I was skeptical based on what they were going to do after the closed alpha and how they were going to flesh some things out because it didn't feel like it was ready for release. But I was very excited for the core stuff that they had in there. And I was like, this has a lot of potential. This is really cool. I know that there's a lot of controversy and scandal around the art style, but I personally thought it was really cool. I liked it a lot. People online were talking shit about me, in my opinion, on what I thought was objective quality based on that, calling me what was it, a Bungie stan or something, or saying I was a shill for them, which is fucking funny if you guys were around when I was ranting about Bungie earlier. But yeah, it's more complicated than that. If you listen to me for 10 seconds, sure, you can make whatever story you want about it, but if you talk to me about it, it's a complicated situation. My opinion on it is varied. I will give them credit where credit is due. If they make something really good, then yeah, that's awesome. But based on that first alpha, I was highly skeptical that it was going to... Let me just put it this way. Who in 2026, which is when it's going to come out, is going to pick Marathon at a $40 price point, because that's what Joe Ziegler said it was going to be, with potential microtransactions? I think it's safe to assume that there will be. Premium game, microtransactions, niche extraction shooter. Why would you pick that over Arc Raiders, over Escape from Tarkov, over Battlefield 6, over Warzone? There's so many competitors that are free to play that offer a lot more based on what I saw in the alpha. So this is not this last weekend. This is the first alpha. There was a lot more in those other titles that are already out. Why would someone pick Marathon over that? And I feel like that's the core question that I kept struggling with, is me as a gamer, I'm different. I'm a professional game designer, so I would probably pick it up and play it. But I'm thinking about the gamer who is in the majority. It's 80% of people who qualify or, classify themselves as gamers. They buy 1 or 2 games a year. Why would you choose to buy Marathon if that's your 1 or 2 games a year when you have this bevy of banger games that are going to satisfy the same gameplay experiences? That's the hard part for me. Which Marathon, classic or new? The new one, Felly Fitzberg. And please let me know if I'm saying your name wrong. It could be Felly Fitzberg, Fellifitz, whatever you want. I'll call you that. Urfa is an exception because I just don't know if I should say your name out loud and get clipped out of context. And someone will have me saying that and then splice me together with some other shit and be like, look at toxic developer Vince. And I'll be like, get out of here, man. But I know next to nothing about the game. So I will say this, Urfa, it had really, really good bones. Yeah. Like there was so much potential there in that first alpha. It was interesting. Like it really was interesting. And it felt like nothing else. Of course, a lot of people drew parallels to Apex Legends, but like I see it. I view that as like a cosmetic similarity. In and I mean that metaphorically because like they had the same kind of shield mechanics with like a shield recharge or whatever, right? Like it kind of was similar in that way. Tony, that's gross and weird, which is a good thing. But yeah, like it didn't feel like Apex. Like it did not feel like it was playing like Apex. There were moments where I was like, I could see how people could draw this comparison. But I think by and large, like it was not. It's a different game. It's an extraction shooter. Very heavy PvE elements, like very heavy PvE. And then PvP like popped up and would happen in these like spurts that were either run ending or you had this good victory and you basically had to be like, well, do I take all their shit and get out or do I go back to doing the PvE thing that I was doing? So it's complicated. It's an interesting game and it has a lot of potential. I prefer the classic marathon series myself, even if I don't have time to play it normally. Yeah. I go by Fat if that is better. Just Felly? Okay. Cool. If you're cool with that, I'll call you Felly. The cauliflower is definitely undulating. What's that? Tritanophobia? No, that's tritanopia. Mixing up my color blindness. Tryptophobia. Yeah, that's the fear of like repeating patterns or aversion to repeating patterns of small holes and bumps. Trypophobia. I'm mixing a lot of things up here. That's it. Oh man, trypophobia stuff is so gross. I'm looking at pictures of people's hands with like a ton of holes in them and it's fucked up. I gotta get out of there. Yeah, I gotta get out of this. Crazy. In the new report, so going back to Remedy and FBC Firebreak, in the new report, Meki says the best way for Remedy to start becoming profitable again is to deliver more hit games and avoid more releases like FBC Firebreak. Sounds like they got their brains right. As of October 22nd, I stepped in the role of CEO to raise the bar and the sense of urgency across the organization and to drive stronger results. Remedy's strategy remains unchanged, supported by a solid foundation to build on. I mean, if they keep Sam Lake doing the Sam Lake thing, they're going to be all right. It's too bad. I don't know how you can make a game like Alan Wake 2 cheaply quickly. I don't think you can, but I think that's what he's trying to say is like, guys, we need to make a game like Alan Wake 2. We cannot make games like FBC Firebreak. That's kind of what I'm like reading between the lines. So I feel like they can do it if they get their focus right, you know? They know how to make bangers. Like Sam Lake is a special person. He's a very cool artist, and I really appreciate what he makes. So it's pretty neat. I like that he does like voice acting, he does writing, he's got like the game vision. Like that's cool as shit. I aspire to greatness like Sam Lake and Hideo Kojima and those goats. Yeah, Fat, I liked the art style too. It's weird to me because like if you go online and look at the marathon art style, you'll just see a bunch of hate and negativity because that shit does numbers on socials. And again, like I was saying, people go Concord 2, and I'm like, that's just like you guys aren't even trying. You may not have been here for that, but I was saying that's a very bad faith place to start your statement from. It's like, it's just not fair and it's disingenuous and you're capitalizing on culture wars bullshit and you're not even talking about an actual game at that point. You're just saying some words that get clicks and engagement, and it's annoying. It just annoys the shit out of me. So mocap, I think with the team at Remedy and the size of the team and the experience they have, I would venture a guess that an Alan Wake game probably takes 3 years minimum. So I think they could do it. I'm hoping that they've had one in flight for a little bit that they've been working on that's like Control or Alan Wake. And if they do, then they'll be okay, because that might be like 2 years away, maybe a year and a half away, if they focus all their resources and you know, their productive, you know, energies on building that. They'll probably be okay. You can recover a little bit. Didn't they steal the art from Marathon? They didn't steal all of the art. They definitely took some graphic design stuff in like the menus and the materials applied to geometry in the game. Those were straight up lifted from a graphic designer who posts on Twitter and other social medias and stuff like that. And yes, it's Twitter. It's not X. I'm sorry. It's just Twitter. But yeah, that was really bad. It was really bad. And frankly, there's no excuse for that. Like, there just isn't. Especially a company that size. There are teams of people who review people's art and fucking validate it and say it's good. It gets even worse when you consider that the shit was straight up plagiarized, and the art director, so where the buck stops, that art director followed that fucking artist on social media for a long time before they did the reveals. It was like months or a year and some change. So like they were very aware that of that artist and that art style and those specific pieces. So the public statement that they came out with was, this is from someone who no longer works here. We weren't aware that it got into the game. And I'm like, how the fuck were you not aware, dude? Your job is to review the art and drive the direction of the visuals for the game. And if it wasn't you because you were too busy and you had to do other stuff and think about other things, I get that. But you're not alone. There's like over 300 people that work on Marathon. The art team alone is probably a huge chunk of that, at least 100 or more. Come on, man. Like, that's, you can't say that shit in earnest. Like, you just can't. So at best, he truly didn't know and made a mistake, and he should have been more diligent. At worst, he obviously knew and was just fucking lying about it. That's the worst part. He did say that they reached out to the artist and they were offered compensation and partnership and all that stuff, which is what they should have fucking done beforehand. Like, there's no excuse to not do that beforehand. Yeah, especially a company that size with that many resources. If it were like me and Tony, oops, we fucked up. I'm sorry. Like, we're immediately taking it out. You know, we didn't realize. But also at the same time, how would we even get in that boat? Like, the only way we would is if we trusted an artist who's making stuff and we didn't go validate their work. We're just like, oh yeah, they made that themselves. Then someone's like, hey, I made this. They didn't make it. I'd be like, oh shit, we fucked up. I didn't know this. We're taking it out immediately. Deepest apologies. Like, sorry guys, we're going to take some time and redo this. Yeah, exactly. If they had just done it step one, they would have been chilling. But they didn't even do it step one. I expect 5 years, and Control 2 is probably next. So mocap, this is the weird thing to me. Like, I really like Remedy. I like their stuff, but their games don't resonate with me, and I don't enjoy playing them, which is weird. I've tried to play Control like 3 or 4 times, and it just doesn't stick for me, and I don't know why. And I want it to stick, and I really love the SCP cryptid creepypasta, you know, time space anomaly, paranormal, spiritual, wacky shit they got going on, in the like weird geometry and how the levels change and all that stuff, and the hiss. I thought it was super cool, but it just doesn't fucking, like, I don't know. It doesn't capture me, and I don't know why. It's probably something wrong with me, whatever. But Alan Wake 2 was great, but gameplay was somehow the worst part. I mean, but Alan Wake 2 is like very heavily narrative driven, right? So it's not really, you're not like really playing a game. You're kind of like experiencing a story, almost like a choose your own adventure with graphical representations and like interactivity, right? That's my understanding of it. Please correct me. I've never played Alan Wake. And it's for that reason. I don't like those kinds of games. I like to, let's see, what am I playing right now? I'm playing Final Fantasy Tactics, which is sick as fuck. And I should say, I haven't played any games in a couple of days because we've been very, very focused on Dread and getting it to where we need to and working on all the things and making a plan and putting all the pieces together. So it is creepy Brightside. Tony's cooking, bro. I would say it's narrative first, but I think they could have had banger gameplay. Yeah, that's fair. Especially because they made Control, which does have banger gameplay. Like, if you combine both of those things, yeah, Alan Wake could be really cool. It'd probably appeal to me more, honestly. I feel like I'd be more into an Alan Wake story than I am what's her name? I know it's just Jessie, but I don't know if she had a surname or anything. Jesse Fadden. Something like that. I like that one, Tony. The Voronoi rides. It undulates. Y'all trying to ride and undulate? I feel like that's some turning cog behavior, writhing and undulating. Nah, I agree. Don't call it X. Yeah, I'm not calling it X. And are you still off of that shit? Is it still banned in Brazil or whatever? I forgot. There was some like Brazil stuff I wanted to ask you about, but it's been a while. This is like months ago. How's Brazil doing? You vibing out there? Having a good time? I don't know your middle name. Otherwise, I would refer to that. Turning something Cog. I assume Cog is your surname. The Writhing Turning Cog. That's probably your full name. That's your government name. Gameplay in the DLC Lake House was incredible, though. Hell yeah, mocap. Yeah, I've like this is the weird thing for me, my gaming habits. I recognize that Telltale has made some really, really good shit. I've tried to play Telltale games, and I just get so bored. Potentially spicy take here, and you guys will likely get mad. I don't fuck with the Batman Arkham games either, because it's too simple for me. I like deeper action systems. And I've had people force me to play them, and I'm like, that ain't it. I would rather play Ninja Gaiden or Devil May Cry, like that's I want more. I want like fighting game systems in my action beat 'em up, whatever combo game. Twitter was only out by a month. Closed my account as soon as it was on again. Nice, Anna. Yeah, admittedly, Twitter's bad for you. I do look at Twitter, but I don't have it on my phone. I look at it maybe once a week, and it's usually on a PC. And my algorithm is totally cooked. I get crazy shit in there now. But yeah, generally social media is just blah. I heard some statistics about TikTok user base, and it's like, unfortunately, everybody uses TikTok, all demographics, and I find that alarming.
I've been holding out.
Hell yeah. I'm with you, bro. I'm holding out too. I don't have TikTok. I don't even have an Instagram, which I know is weird for a lot of people because they're like, dude, everyone has Instagram. I'm like, I don't. I have a Facebook because I had one of those original invite accounts, and Facebook is absolutely cooked. I have a Twitter because of my work at Bungie, and then I use that to, talk about and promote Fractal Grove stuff. So I haven't posted in months. Couldn't get out of that place fast enough. I've got a TikTok account that I never go in, and it's only on my PC. That's good, Anna. Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, guys. I like shorts too, but they're not good for me. I also like eating, you know, I got a 2-pound bag of Halloween candy that I'm going to fucking crush to myself. That's not good for me. I like Red Bull. That's not good for me. I like nicotine. That's not good for me. Like, you know, if I can get away from something, like, so here's the thing. I was thinking about it like this, how people can get like addicted to soft drinks like soda. And I'm like, why? Like, it doesn't even fuck you up, you know? You're not even like getting lit off of it. You're just drinking gallons of soda, and it's destroying your body. Don't get me wrong. I'll drink soda. I'm cool with that. But I actually like to drink water. That's what's in here. I'm just drinking some water. Yeah, fat. So the sugar for me, like I was saying, I'm not kidding. I do have a 2-pound bag of, I think they're like Sour Punch straws, the Halloween spooky edition individually wrapped licorice things covered in sugar. I'm going to eat that whole 2-pound bag. I might eat that whole 2-pound bag in like a 48-hour period.
He's not lying.
Not lying. But I also go to the gym, you know? I fucking try to take care of myself a little bit so that I can have horrible, disgusting habits like that. It's just the way it is, right? Like, yeah. I want to do bad things that make me feel good and make me happy. I got to do good things that I don't want to do. You got to eat your vegetables, you know, as they say. Everything in moderation. You got to balance that shit out. Discord, Tumblr, and Instagram from time to time on my PC are my thing. That's not so bad. I mean, if you're doing like IG Reels a bunch, actually Tumblr's pretty bad. Get out of there, Anna. I feel bad for you. Now, Discord is like actually like super necessary too. We use it for work, and like we use Discord all the time. My Discord is popping. I get probably 150 messages a day on Discord. Wasn't there a study on sugar doing things to your brain that were similar to cocaine? Fat, I think like nowadays medical studies get pretty wacky. I mean, the weird thing for me, I have a crazy metabolism. So, you know, to be fair, I was talking about how I go to the gym so I can support like crazy unhealthy habits like eating 2 pounds of candy and whatever. I have good genetics with my metabolism. I've always been a very thin guy. The only thing that made me fat was beer. And even then I didn't get fat. I got, you know, just kind of like normal. Otherwise I'm just ridiculously thin. So I do have that advantage. I don't know how to say it. It's tough. It's really hard. But the point that I'm making is I tend to listen to my body for like what I want to eat. Sometimes my body really does want sugar, and I need that because I'm like, I don't have the right balance of sugar in my blood or whatever. But the same holds true for like green vegetables, you know, salt and fat, like red meat, you know, because of my metabolism, carbs don't really do anything. They just like rip right through my body and like get burned up as an energy source very quickly. Protein lasts a lot longer. So I often will like, I crave red meat a lot. Like I want to just eat meat often, but they say you shouldn't eat meat because meat will cause cancer and it's like a carcinogen and all that. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy. That's so weird. Because like people have been eating meat for generations, and it's strange to be like, what agenda is being pushed there? You know, I'm highly skeptical of it. I feel better when I eat meat, and I don't mean like, I like meat because it's tasty. I do, but I mean like, if I just eat a salad and I just do vegetarian shit, I feel terrible. Like my body feels bad. I feel like I'm malnourished and out of energy and like get headaches and shit. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm suffering from malnutrition. So for me, my biology, I have to eat meat. I have to eat a lot of meat. It's the only way I feel normal. I dislike that I need to reopen my LinkedIn for library related things. Like, oh yeah, dude, LinkedIn is fucking cooked. My least favorite thing about LinkedIn, Anna, is that I get notifications, hey, you're getting noticed. People are looking at your profile. When I go look, at least 30 or 40% of it is people that fucking work at Bungie. 7 years after I stopped working there, motherfuckers are still lurking. That's why I was calling out chat earlier. I was like, I know you're looking at me, motherfucker. I know you're here. I know. And I was like, I don't think about you. But yeah, because that shit is so annoying. Like, I would like to interface with different human beings on LinkedIn. These people aren't messaging me. They're just checking up on me. I'm like, why the fuck are you looking at my shit? If you're looking at my shit and you want to talk to me, talk to me. So yeah, I don't even look anymore because of the high volume of Bungie employees that be looking at my LinkedIn all the time. It's annoying as fuck. The positive side of it is I get a lot of people from Eastern Europe who are like, hey, I run this third-party studio that does animations and QA and environment art, graphic design, whatever, a bunch of partnership needs for game studios. Here are our rates and stuff like that. And I'm like, ooh, this is really good. So if we could get, more funding, which is what we're doing the whole live stream thing for, if we get more funding, I'm absolutely going to hit those people up and be like, also with sales of Dread, if Dread does well and I can hire people, we can make Hyperskate a lot faster because then I can go pay these people to build some shit that we need, which would be awesome. I do enjoy my brain rot Tumblr fun chill times. Well, of course, Anna, like you're allowed to. As much as I'm preaching about like don't do shit that's bad for you, I just said I'm going to eat a 2-pound bag of candy in like 48 hours. So, yeah, all in moderation. I don't do that every day. It's Halloween. There's a lot of candy, so I'm gonna go eat some fucking candy. But I'm not doing that every day. If you don't eat meat, you can't keep what you kill. Yeah, that's true. What do you mean third-party studio? There's yeah, Fat. It's a fucking weird problem, and it's very annoying to me. So Turning Cog, a lot of the way like AA studios will work is because they can't get they can't afford to hire like a full-time QA staff and keep them on, salary pay and shit like that. And it looks really bad for PR, and you don't want to get in the cycle of hiring people and then firing people. They want to advertise good benefits and say we're a great place to work so they can accrue the best talent, etc. There's a lot of reasons, but a lot of the time what they will do is they will partner with a third-party studio, which is a support entity. So there are these businesses that exist who specialize in digital art, animation, QA, in some cases game design. They do all these things and they offer you a premium service at a contracted rate. So that's their whole business model. And then they will partner with a studio that got like a license to a really big IP, like give me an IP, like Marvel, right? Like, so you get like a Marvel game, or right, something like that. You sign this deal, but you're a smaller studio, so you're gonna have to bulk up to get to that point. The best answer is to partner with a couple of third-party studios that will deliver assets for you, because it's easier in that contracted work environment to move things around where you need to, and you don't have to keep them on permanently with full-time benefits and all the other shit. So that's a very normal process, at least in AA, which is bigger than indie, right? Yeah, but it's not like hiring individuals. When you partner with these guys, you sign a deal for like months or project level to say we're going to pay you this much for this whole project. It's usually like tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars to take their resources and bolster your team so you can make more shit at a faster rate. Miloshkovich, yo, thank you. What's up? I was just talking about Eastern Europe and how I don't even know, the name strikes me as Eastern European. But yeah, I was just talking about how that's process, the standard process in AA. And what I mean by that, an indie studio is often like not funded at all. But if they do get funding, the publisher is going to give them some of their support studios that they have in their umbrella to help build their project. But if you're AA, you may not have that kind of a big partnership because you're at like somewhat of a competitive level with some of these AAAs or these bigger, you're like breaking into AAA. So you'll go make those partnerships on the side to build your thing. with a bigger company because you have more funding. It's complicated. It's very complicated, but yeah, that's how it works. I will say that like when I was at Free Range Games, we partnered with Gamayun out of Czechia, Czech Republic, and I loved working with those dudes. They were great. That was the team out of Czech Republic that I was the design lead for. So I had a bunch of tasks that were given to me. I had no support team internally. My support team was this third party, this Gamayun company. So I talked directly with their founder and worked with like his assets that he could give me, which were a couple of people on his staff that were working on different projects. But that's how it worked. So I would go, we need to get this. We need to get this. It was almost like it was more of a producer job than like a design job, which was weird. But I would like write up a design document and be like, here's the things that we need to build. And I would work directly with the designers as if they were reports of mine, but there was not like an official hierarchy in place. It was funky, but yeah, you're like a contract outsource manager, if that makes sense. That's kind of how that works. Yeah, exactly. Enjoy life a bit. That's what I'm trying to do. Enjoy life. Do the things that I want to do. Build the things I want to build. I like telling stories. Obviously, I tell you guys stories all the time on Twitch. Let's see. Do I have any more interesting video game stuff? There's a new mode for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Online multiplayer. Fox Hunt. All right. That's in there now. Oh, yeah, exactly, dude. Turning Cog the Fractal. Kaleidostrope rides, man. It's good advice. Be happy or do things you like. Yeah. I think that's just wisdom I got in my old age, Anna. You know, being in my 40s. I made a lot of sacrifices in my 20s, even some of my 30s. And at the end of the day, I had intangible benefits, you know, which were wisdom, experience, knowledge through experience, right? And that's good. But that's not how you become independently wealthy or successful and more free as a human being in the world that we all live in, right? So happiness is far more important. And for every human being, happiness is a different measurement. But just try to remember that, like, you only get the one fucking go around. So try not to waste your time on shit that isn't going to be helpful for you in the longer term, you know? Tony, this is sick.
Yeah, it's the same problem I had before, but if I solve it the way I did before, then it goes into like pizza slices that are wrong. Trying to figure out what the right move is here, but we're getting there.
Turning Cog, I'm ill-equipped to be a wealth building coach. That shit ain't it for me, man. I'm a hand wavy vision guy, artist with my head in the clouds. That's my strength. I'm lucky that my wife is very smart, responsible, and has a good head for that shit. And she, supports that I want to go live my dreams and chase them down. So she's amazing, honestly. Like, really, really awesome person. My favorite person. No offense to any of you guys. I really love you guys in a different way, but she's my goat. Let's see. What the fuck is this? Okay. Microsoft CEO agrees Xbox competition isn't other gaming platforms, it's TikTok. Yo, what is this? What the fuck? Hold on, I gotta read you guys this quote. This is from Satya. So this is like the guy for Microsoft. He's like, nah, man, we're not competing with other game platforms. We're competing with TikTok. This is the shit that I'm telling you guys about how fucking... Oh, these business people, what are they doing? Get out of my fucking hobby, you normies. Yeah, hold on. Okay. speaking to I don't know what TBPN is. During a live stream on Tuesday, transcribed by VGC, which is what I'm reading, Satya Nadella was asked about his outlook on gaming. In a month where Xbox announced Halo for PS5 and is reportedly under pressure to hit unprecedented profit margins. Yes, absolutely absurd profit margins. They are saying that their games divisions need to hit 30% profit margins, which is absolutely fucking nuts. AAA is usually 20% or less. And the reason why, so this is weird, but you have to think about the large volume of money that goes in. So if you consider a massive AAA game has a budget of hundreds of millions of dollars, even 10% of that is a lot of fucking money. So that's how they're operating. They're doing these like really big spend for big, this is the chase of the broad audience, the biggest audience. That's why AAA does it in this way. They're trying to make the biggest, flashiest thing that everyone loves and everyone buys. Also why everyone's chasing games as a service. So try to keep all that in mind. Let's see. Nadella used this segment to talk about Microsoft's gaming on Windows business, which he noted was its biggest, and alluded to bringing its next console closer to a Windows machine. The next Xbox is widely expected to be essentially a PC, like the recently released ROG Xbox Ally. Remember, the biggest gaming business is the Windows business. To us, gaming on Windows, and of course Steam, has built a massive marketplace on top of it and done a very successful job. So to us, the way we are thinking about gaming is, first of all, we're now the largest publisher after acquiring Activision, which is true. So therefore, we want to be a fantastic publisher, similar in approach to what we did with Office. We're going to be everywhere, on every platform. So we want to make sure, whether it's consoles, whether it's the PC, whether it's mobile, whether it's cloud gaming or the TV, we just want to make sure the game is enjoyed by gamers everywhere. What are you fucking talking about, Satya? I don't know about you guys, but I love gaming on my mobile cloud TV. CEO wanted to discuss Microsoft's plans for its next Xbox console, which he suggested Microsoft wants to bring closer to its PC business. According to reports, the next-gen Xbox will be a hybrid system capable of playing PC games from multiple stores like Steam and Epic Games. That's probably a good thing for Microsoft in their future, honestly. If your next console is like directly integrated with platforms like Steam and Epic Games.
What if it's not backwards compatible with any non-PC Xbox game?
I'm trying to put a positive spin on it, Tony, but yeah, you are 100% right.
That's what happened with the ROG Ally. Right, so like, I don't know. It seems like that's kind of what they might do, and that'd be unfortunate.
You are totally right. I could see them doing something like that based on what Satya's been saying in this shit.
But if they made a PC that could play Xbox 360 games, like, some people would find that very compelling, I think.
Yes, so, absolutely. Who knows if Satya's aware of that? Anyway, he told TBPN, we want to do innovative work on the system side on the console and on the PC. And it's kind of funny that people think about the console and PC as two different things. We built the console because we wanted to build a better PC, which could then perform for gaming. And so I kind of want to revisit some of that conventional wisdom. He doesn't know what a gaming console is, just based on how he's talking about it. It's crazy that he's saying it this way. But at the end of the day, console has an experience that is unparalleled. It delivers performance that's unparalleled, that pushes, I think, the system forward. So I'm really looking forward to the next console, the next PC gaming. He's doing the fucking thing where he's building the one box that you buy, and it's your TV, it's your PC, it's your internet machine, it's your video game machine, it streams all the services to it. This is something that tech companies have been chasing for 25 fucking years.
Don't forget your AI voice assistant.
Yep, it's going to have your Cortana AI voice assistant. It'll have cameras and microphones all over your house.
Don't talk about Cortana, man. They got rid of Cortana.
It's absurd. Anyway, it sounds like he's like, hey, now's the time. We're going to do it again. And I don't know. It's never worked. Finally, Nadella echoed comments made by Xbox Games boss Matt Booty. Yo, that's a fucking banger name. What's up, Booty? last week in which he claimed Xbox's biggest competitor was not another console, but TikTok and movies. The arrogance and hubris in that statement is wild. These guys are looking at market analytics and big data and making statements based on that shit. How many times have I told you guys on stream? That's why they're fucking up. Anyway, most importantly, the game business model has to be where we have to invent something. Most importantly, the game business model has to be where we have to invent maybe some new interactive media as well. Because after all, gaming's competition is not other gaming. Gaming's competition is short form video. And so if we as an industry don't continue to innovate, both how we produce, what we produce, how we think about distribution, the economic model, right? The best way to innovate is to have good margins, because that's the way you can fund. Oh man, we are cooked, guys. We are fucking cooked. Rip Bozo. I don't think that's going the right way. I don't think they fucking know what they're doing, man. You guys were going off in chat after I read that. This shit is hilarious. There's a lot of you. Oh man, the Microsoft heads have no idea what to do with Xbox in the studios. Yes, absolutely true, Anna. Make game go burr easy. Yep. Double U, triple U. There's so many U's in chat. Hey, what's up, a regular human? Welcome. How you doing, bro? I'm glad you got to catch the stream. We're a little late today. We don't normally stream this late, but yeah. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, I gave him my smart toaster. Turning cogs playing on his Samsung fridge and his dishwasher and shit. Hell yeah. You can play Fortnite through Discord now. I don't like that bright side.
Did you guys see the fridge advertisement thing?
No, what was the fridge advertisement?
So there's like Samsung smart fridges that have like big screens that are basically Android tablets on them, and they cost like a lot of the ones that are in this news story like start at like $3,500. Like it's a very high end fridge, right?
That's an expensive ass fridge.
There's a new thing that they're pushing to the fridges where you get your choice of a couple of different advertising experiences that are going to display ads on the screen on your fridge in your kitchen, and there's like literally nothing you can do about it.
There is something you can do. Sell that fucking fridge.
Yeah, or like disconnect it from the internet, or like jailbreak it or something. But like, a lot of people are gonna have ads in their kitchen now, straight up.
I'm fucking losing my mind, guys, and it's not because we're making dread and I'm watching too much psychological horror. Reality is far fucking worse.
Yep.
Imagine gaming in your fridge. Anna, I think that's actually the way to go. Climb inside of that bitch and asphyxiate while you're playing Skyrim for the 8th time.
You could probably, honestly, like, we're getting to the point where if you knew how to, say, like, jailbreak a fridge, like, there's probably going to start to be, like, local market for, like, somebody who would, like, go around and, like, jailbreak your fridge for you.
I mean, I just don't want to go that route. I'd rather just buy a dumb fridge that just fucking works and, keeps stuff cold so I can eat it later.
Brightside's talking about pause ads. That's a new thing that they're starting to do now too, where whether it's like the streaming service you're on or like your smart TV itself will like detect when you've paused and show an ad until you hit play again. Because like, why should they let like a frame of the movie you're watching sit there when they could be advertising to you?
I hate it here. Can you emulate the 360? Yeah, Fat. I think that was like the hope, right? Like that might be pretty cool. And it's your girlfriend, says on Oculus. Yeah, get the what is it? Get Grok on there, and Grok will be your girlfriend on your fridge.
Yep.
You see those home robots?
Grokpedia.
Yeah, it'll give you Grokpedia. You never imagine in the future. You never have to think again. Your fridge does all the thinking for you. Yeah, Brightside. Adder was talking about the robots yesterday. Fuck, he sent us something. I'll go look for it after I catch up.
The robots are crazy because they make it look like you got a robot in your house, but the reality is that outside of very simple tasks, and I want to say the only two that they've advertised so far, I was watching this Marquez Brownlee video about this morning. It can answer your door, and it can take a dish to your kitchen and like put it in the sink. Those are the only things that it can do autonomously. And then if you need anything more than that, you need to schedule an appointment with the company. Then they will have a human in VR drive your robot and like do the task that you asked it to do, which would probably be like folding your laundry or like vacuuming your house or something like that.
What's the policy on nudity in front of the person in VR piloting your robot? Just saying, you're in your own house.
No, they've openly said that it's like a guy. They showed a guy with a Quest 3 on driving the robot.
That's crazy. I would never want that shit. No, thank you.
Yep. Well, and like the video really makes it kind of seem like it's not that, and then like they just kind of go on to show that like I don't want to like let too much of this play because they'll probably get struck for reacting to it or something. But like, I just wanted to find the part with the guy in VR here. Hold on. It's gotta be like right here.
Let me catch up on Human real quick. So Human, we're yapping. I do a lot of yapping. And Tony is working on a Voronoi noise shader that's super complicated, but it's the metaphorical antagonist for our game Dread that we're working on. That I told you about, the liminal space walking simulator psychological horror thing. We extended the dev time because we went out of scope on some really cool shit, but really cool shit. So yeah, he's working on this custom shader that he's been building for probably like a week now. But yeah, it's very, very cool and does, it rides and undulates and it's very good. Samsung adding ads to their fridges. Yep, I'm catching up on that. Jailbreaking fridges, not the future I was dreaming about. Yeah, exactly, dude. And mocap, I also miss dumb appliances, and it can probably run Doom. Dude, the pause ads, like, that's still fucking me up. Like, it's wild they're doing that. Solid steel panel on my fridge has enough advertising magneted to the front, says Turning Cog. Hell yeah, dude. New microwave has a Wi-Fi connection. Wait, what's that, Tony?
You get a magnet every time you get a plumber or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
My new microwave has a Wi-Fi connection, and I opened it to pull the connector off the Wi-Fi card. Base statter. Yeah, delete that shit. Feel like the Fallout kid in the fridge. Real gaming experience. Exactly, Anna. Jailbroke my bedroom TV and added a hardware network ad blocker because of that. Awesome, Adder. Yeah, we were talking about Neo. Yeah. Customer service dude VRing to that robot is insane. It's a worse dog. Turning Cog, does your dog fold laundry for you and like take dishes to the kitchen? Because that's sick, man. That's good training. It's a kid operating the robot, so no dice. That thing is actually AI driven. Yeah, exactly. We talking about the new gaming experience, Adder gaming in your kitchen appliances. Yeah, exactly. Climb into the fridge and asphyxiate while playing Skyrim. That's the future we all hope for. People are going to be a robot.
Specifically Skyrim.
Yeah, exactly. Skyrim re-release 18 or whatever.
Yep.
There's already a dark web forum talking about mod development. Oh, for the Neo? Dude, that's so fucking weird. Oh my god. That's so weird. We're literally living in a Black Mirror episode. Imagine it's your job to be the VR assistant and someone's doing fucked up shit. Oh my god. Oh, I really hate it here. Guys, I'm so glad it is the 30th and Saturday is the 1st because I'm just going to read a book and drink on my porch. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to not look at a screen and I'm going to, I'm going to look at a screen. It's a Kindle. Damn it.
No, that doesn't count.
It doesn't count, but yeah, it's still a screen. I'm going to look at a screen and read a book on my porch.
Right, we're going to do two more 5-minute save things here and then we'll wrap her up.
Yeah, no worries. Doom runs great on new fridges. I believe that, Adder. Turning Cog, you wish it was just a man in a crappy robot costume. Yeah, I know, Human. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's kind of this is the format we do. I don't always talk about like random shit, you know, like robots and whatnot. But today we talked about cars, video game news. I was talking about Microsoft and how Microsoft, Satya Nadella believes that the biggest competition for Microsoft's gaming division is TikTok. Not other console platforms. TikTok. That's the biggest competition. Absurd statements by the mentally deranged or whatever that meme is. Yeah, for gaming, by the way, specific to gaming, the biggest competition is TikTok. Fucking crazy that we're doing this. Next Bethesda game launch for the real cold weather of Skyrim. Yeah, inside the fridge. Yeah, hell yeah, Anna's on board. It's insane that we're living in that timeline. I honestly can't stop laughing at how hilariously fucked it is. Adder, that's why cars are a good hobby, bro. That shit is real. If you're gonna shout at clouds, get a paper book, old man. I mean, I have plenty of paper books, but I've read them all, dude. Like yeah, I'm still reading Brave New World. If I'm honest, guys, I haven't been reading a whole hell of a lot lately, but I gotta get through Brave New World again. And then there was something else I wanted to read. I can't remember. Someone was recommending a bunch of shit that I should read, and I feel like I need to. Maybe it's Murderbot. Yeah, I think it's Murderbot. That was the next thing I was gonna read. That series. It's insane that we are. Yeah, never mind. I already read that. If you're gonna shout at clouds, yep, read that. For gaming, yep. All right, cool. I'm caught up. I'm there. I know, Omni. That's why I said I was gonna read Murderbot, because you're mad that I won't read it, or that I haven't read it yet. I will read it. Oh, I got a message. Oh, we got some new light bulbs coming. Hell yeah. The TV show did not suck ass. It was good. Honestly, it's good. Like, I get why you don't like it, because you've converted from a TV show enjoyer to a book enjoyer, and now you hate TV shows based on books or movies. But you will come back again full circle, and you can appreciate the different mediums for what they are. It'll happen. It's going to take you some time. It was not Donkey Balls, dude. It was good. Like, yeah, of course, it's not as good as the books, but you're using different senses and, a different perspective to, like, watch the show or read the book, right? Like, it's just a different experience. That's like saying, I like this band's album, but the TV show documentary, like Wu-Tang's documentary was worse than Enter the Wu or whatever, right? Like, or Kill a Bees. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? This is an apples to oranges logical fallacy. False equivalency, that's it. I'd have turned it off had I not read the book and wanted to see just how bad the show was. It wasn't bad. You're crazy. I bought some fiction for after the exams. Just want to chill and go to bed earlier. Anna, what are you reading? I'm excited. I want to know. You're reading A Court of Roses and Thorns or whatever? I just know Sparkle reads that shit.
She's got to be done with it by now.
Oh, she's read it more than once, dude.
Yeah.
She loves it. Rude. No, I didn't mean it like that. It's totally valid. You can read that. It's okay. I don't view it as like, dross or I actually can't hang too long. Already been here late in Germany. Got to get up early tomorrow. No worries, Human. Thank you for stopping by, dude. I appreciate it. Sorry, we're running along today, so this is like kind of the tail end. We're a little, loopy. We got streamer brain going on. Tony's got fucking Unreal shader magic brain, so yeah, we're a little cooked right now. But yeah, thank you for hanging out, man. I hope your game is going well, and I hope you have a good night, and you're welcome for stream. Thank you for being here. Adder says, Black Mirror is by far my favorite psychological horror TV show. It's crazy how on point it's played out to be. Dude, it's depressing how on point it is. Yeah, bye-bye. Yeah, of course, dude. But I'm with you on that, Adder. I really like Black Mirror, too. I do think it fell off a little bit. It was on fire. They were making some really good shit. I mean, dude, Omni reality is also horrifying. I think the creators of Black Mirror didn't expect reality to catch up to Black Mirror so quickly. This like post 2020 shit got real wild real fast. A lot of humanity is just freaking the fuck out collectively still. Now we're rushing headlong into AI and home robots, and who the fuck knows, guys? It did fall off, but I appreciated how progressive their ideas were. Yeah, totally. I really, really, really liked the first season. I think it was what season was the Metalhead episode in? Because I really like that one too, where like the little enforcement drones were just murking anyone outside the city. Oh, and guys, I think I've told you like my comfort shows, like what I chill out to is usually like Jeremy Clarkson content. So like Top Gear. I've been watching the Grand Tour again. Clarkson's Farm, really, really good. Clarkson's Farm legit makes me emotional. Like I'll get like choked up because I'm like, these are people doing real things. I recognize it's a fucking show, and a lot of the occurrences on the show are not real. They're manufactured. I know that. But the story is just about people farming and like living a simple way of life that is very hard work and appreciating it and not being a part of like this fucked up future we're all in, right? That warms my heart to know that people like this is what it's all about. Community and people and like nature and living in fucking equilibrium with the natural world. Like that's cool as shit to me. I like that. Even the bad episodes are still enjoyable as concepts. Seasons 1 through 3 were crazy. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Black Mirror is season 4, episode 5. Okay, so I've watched into season 4 for sure. All right, so I liked more than... Yeah, it seems like I've liked the majority of it. How many seasons of Black Mirror? It was like the alligator one with the surveillance systems that were catching this lady just like committing tons of crimes and murders because she was trying to hide shit from people. That episode was fucked. The episode with John Hamm, White Christmas, was great. Yup. Yeah, that one's really good. John Hamm is such a good actor. Omni says, I really hope the AI bubble bursts. I got bad news for you, bro. That's going nowhere. It's only going to get crazier. Episode, yeah, I already read that. I bought Coal Black Mornings by Brett Anderson, autobiography. He's the lead singer, composer for Suede, an English rock band that I love. Okay, that's cool, Anna. I didn't know you were into Brit rock. Okay, real